Okay, let's listen to a little bit of this song.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. It's TGIS. Thank you for being here. We're just gonna hop to it, right? It's how you devour a whale, one bite at a time. I'm gonna say this right off the bat. This is for everybody. Hate watchers, especially. I know there's at least 2 of you. 1, I will not monetize this stream at all. I haven't been monetizing streams in a hot minute. I'm definitely not monetizing this stream. So I don't want to hear any bullshit later on down the road that, you know, I'm doing this to make some scratch. 2, if you've sent a super chat already, it will be read when Bobby's done. 3, for anyone else, do not send super chats, please. Because again, see back to the first point, I don't want any kind of comments like I'm trying to monetize people's woes or drama or any shit like that. So now that we got those 3 pieces of housekeeping out of the way, I want to thank you all for being here. And yeah, that intro still slaps, right? That shit'll hit you right in the face, boy. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the used to be great state of Rhode Island. It used to be. I don't know if it is anymore, but I present to you Mr. Robert Lava, aka Mike Honcho. What's up, Mr. Honcho?
How's it going? I'm
doing?
Good, man. I'm excited. Yeah, Rhode Island's in a bit of trouble right now. It's unfortunate what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, we also got some snow, but that's nothing compared to what's going on at, you know, the school. But for those of you keeping up on the news, it's incredibly unfortunate. But hey, man, this is the world we live in.
It sucks.
Yeah.
How
you doing?
You know, I'm okay. And now I feel a little guilty because I don't want to say I forgot about that. But yeah, I haven't really been on
between
the
Australia and other stuff going on. Like it's just, you know, it gets lost in the mix. I get it. You know, I'm seeing it like in the forefront because, you know, it's 2 towns over and
right.
You know, but yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really been on any social media today except for YouTube, right? This is my 3rd stream today, so I've been a little busy.
You are like a streaming machine, dude.
That's yeah.
I like it. I like it. You're hustling.
Yeah. But I do feel bad for what happened. Anyway, the floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for allowing me to do this on your channel. I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who's watching, hate watching, live watching, whatever have you. But yeah, I needed to kind of come on here and have a chance to tell not my side of the story, but the facts, because, and I will go through it all. I'm going to go through how it all started and how we ended up here. So for everyone that's kind of like, oh, what happened, blah, blah, blah.
For everyone like this right here.
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, what I meant. Don't worry, I got you.
What it was.
Okay. So last Saturday, someone decided to post a GoFundMe. Probably tried to do it before our show or something like that, just to see if we'd acknowledge it, which we didn't because we didn't know. Someone posted a GoFundMe looking for help paying some legal bills or what have you because of a lawsuit that I put on them, which I did, and I will get into all that. And this individual, Kenny, was playing the victim, as he usually does, which he has done through this whole ordeal. And I'll show, I have images, screenshots, discovery, videos. You will hear it from his own mouth where he admits that I did not levy the attacks on him. We're going to get to all that. But it got me, you know, a little agitated because, you know, here I thought we were done. And it's like, fine, you want to come out, you want to ask people to, you know, during the Christmas season to donate their hard-earned money to you, but you don't give the facts. You put it under false pretenses. You very much play the victim card. And now it is time to show how this victim is not the victim. He is the aggressor in all of this. I have it all. You will see tons of images of conversations he has with people, which is all legal for me to show because it wasn't under a protective order, which I'll probably announce that again. And I'm going to show how he levied all these attacks on me and then decided to, instead of ending it, he served up his friends. And there is a list of, geez, I think it's almost 100 people that he served up on a silver platter. And I'm going to show all that. And, you know, but I got my little outline here showing my notes, which I should probably sign this and auction this off on our next TPO.
No, I got it too, man. I got it. I'll just print it out.
So, yes. So let's start by going to the beginning. I'm going to give a quick summary on how this all started, how it all went down, and we'll get into it there. So
let me interject something just before you go. And this is just from my side of the street, which is way over there. I know that the discovery of this was so involved because you every day for a while were like, oh, hey, this person talked a bunch of shit about you. Oh, hey, this person talked, like you were telling me all the people who were behind my back trash talking me in your discovery related to all of this. So it's just for everyone out there. It's very detailed, very detailed.
It's also quite disgusting. It's disgusting the level that these people go to. And wait till you see, you know, some of the names, you know, like
the community
stuff that will really, really surprise you. You know, little, you know, I'm going to get into, I'm not going to give anyone any, you know, hints of what's coming. I want it to be a total surprise of how he served them up on a silver platter, all for pride. So
I'm going to leave this up for a minute.
Excellent.
Go for it.
So Kenny, he didn't like, say, posts that I made or comments that I had against Boss Fight or other people. Totally not his fight, but he decided to, okay, fine, make your memes and stuff like that, tag me in them till, you know, I had to block him because he's tagging me in every single one of his memes. So it got to the point where then he started a, you know, a website, Kennyverse. He started making these Kennyverse shirts, selling them. You know, he's, and we're going to get to the shirts because people think it's all about shirts. The lawsuit was not about shirts, even though the victim is playing that card.
And he's wearing a shirt in the fucking GoFundMe.
He's wearing a shirt, and he likes to talk about my subpar 7 shirt. Well, I didn't sell the subpar 7 shirt. I wore it, you know, like he likes to say, parody on a podcast, but he was selling his shirts. So anyway, so it got to the point where, you know, he was doing a lot, using my likeness, using, you know, my logo and stuff like that. So I reached out to my attorney and I said, hey, is there anything legally like I can do here? Because it got to the point, you know, you troll someone, fine. You know, we all have our trolls. It got to the point where it was almost like really stalkerish, because it was it's such a high volume. So my attorney reviewed it all, and he said, yeah, this is copyright infringement. You know, so he's like, we can send him a cease and desist. And I say, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So we sent the initial cease and desist. Now, normal people, you know, when they get a cease and desist, you tend to cease and desist. That's what it's there for.
Just stop. Yeah.
It's letting you know, like, hey, this is what you're doing. You should stop. And I've seen these to people before, and they've stopped. And he didn't stop. He decided to post it. Like, again, this is where the victim playing kind of comes into play here. It all starts from then. Instead of saying, all right, you know what, cool, you know, I got my shots in, I got a cease and desist, let me stop. Instead, it's no, let me keep going. Let me post the cease and desist. Let me get my sympathy. Oh, Bobby Vala's a bully, this and that. I had every right to send the cease and desist. So at the time, a mutual friend he will be involved in this a lot, as you will see, kind of talked to me, and he was like, hey man, you know, don't go after him. I said, no, you know, I like, he's not stopping. He's not stopping. And he's like, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. He's like, maybe the two of you should have a conversation. And I was like, I really didn't want to. Like, why would I want to talk to a person that's, you know, levying just attack after attack on me? So I decided, fine, we'll do it. So based on my notes, I think, so yeah, the first cease and desist was sent August 2021, fall of 2021. I decided to have a phone call, or like, it was like a Facebook Messenger call or something like that, something along those lines. And we talked it out. It was probably like an hour and a half. And I explained to him why I made the boss fight comments, because Eric had attacked me first. So it wasn't Bobby being a bully. It was, okay, well, someone wanted to poke the bear and I took a bite. Like, he attacked me first. He heard me out. He understood, you know, and I said, look, I was like, if you continue doing what you're doing, I'm going to sue you. I told him straight out. There was no, you know, like, I didn't know, blah, blah. I told him, I said, if you do not stop, yes, I will sue you. Like, I'm over it. Like, I'm just over it. And it's just like, dude,
realistic expectations.
Yeah. Get a life. Like, okay, make your memes, fine, whatever. But like, you know, just let it go. So, we kind of hashed it out. And at the end, we were good. We were good. I think we both had some common ground there. You know, I don't know if he will admit it now, but he did apologize for his, you know, the actions that he did. And we're good. I said, great, cool. And he even, like, you know, we make jokes about like how it's like when Hogan turned heel and like joined the NWO, and yeah, I helped him make some memes of like, you know, like the scenario of like him kind of turning to this side and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I kind of like sent him a message like, oh, did you get some heat from that for your friends? He's like, yeah, haha, you know, it's fine. Thought we were all good. So that's fall of 2021. And then he just couldn't stop. Like, not that long after it, because my stuff came out November of 2021. We shipped out series 1. And then I think in early 2022, he just started going at it again. Now, he was not happy that I sent receipts to one of his friends who was kind of like him, the talking shit. And it's like, okay, you can talk shit, but eventually the receipt's going to come your way. Someone wants to send a receipt my way, cool. But I sent a receipt, and it's like the receipt was totally warranted. But again, not his fight.
Right.
But he started attacking me again. Okay, fine. Like this dude, just a relentless, just stalker, psychopath, whatever. So let's see. So then, so we're coming up to Joe Fest of 2022. And I reached out to Ed, who runs the show. And I said, Ed, look, man, you know, this guy, he's been attacking me nonstop. I think at that point he was trying to plan stuff for Joe Fest, you know, little passive aggressive comments and little posts and things like that. So I said to Ed, like, Ed, I'm not really cool with this guy being at the show. Like, can we get rid of him? You know? And I think he ended up talking with him. And then Ed sends me this screenshot, if you want to bring up that first image.
And this is before Joe Fest 22.
This is before Joe Fest 2022. This is his message to Ed. And everyone can read it. I just want to reach out directly as a professional. I know you work really hard to put Joe Fest on, and we vendors really appreciate that you put the work and give us a solid Joe Fest show post club. I just wanted to let you know, as the promoter, that I have no intention of causing a scene at your show. I'm there to sell toys, see my friends, and spend way too much money. It's a professional weekend for me, and I don't let professional conflict interfere with business. I just want to drop a line on the subject leading up to the show. Looking forward to a great weekend. Thanks, Kenny. So Ed provides this to me. I told Ed I do not trust it. I don't trust him one bit. Ed said, well, you know, that's what we have cops there for at the show, blah, blah, blah. I said, fine. You know, we get to the show. Everything is fine. And then Saturday night happens, you know, me and Tony, I think my buddy Mike, we come back from very, you know, late night of dinner and drinks. And Tony comes up to the room. It's like 1 a.m. Knocks on the door and opens up. He goes, dude, he goes, Kenny and another guy are in the lobby wearing Legal Action Force shirts. And I like took a breath and I'm like, just stay in bed. But I was like, you know what? Fuck that. Because of this message, he said, I'm going to act professional. Now, I don't know how true this is because I heard it secondhand, but I heard that night he was out having probably several drinks, and he was at a restaurant or bar or whatever, and he was mouthing off very loudly to the
I was there, yeah.
So that maybe you told me
that was me.
That a famous person's daughter overheard it. And there were kids in this restaurant. Yeah. And he was mouthing off about me. And so he was already fired up then.
Yeah. There was like 15 of us at that table, like even Dom from Toy Domination, which, like, who talks about that guy anymore? But like, he was there too. Like, there was a shitload of people there.
So already popping off the handle.
Yep.
So, you know, he gets to, you know, now, some could say he's wearing a shirt. Yes, but he said he wasn't going to do anything. Now, he didn't make the shirt. His friend Ryan did, who we will get to him in a second. So Ryan, had you never made the shirts, this wouldn't have happened. Kenny would have never got sued. So, you know, there's that. But so I go down to the lobby and I'm hot, man. Because again, this message, and I fucking knew it. I said, this guy, he cannot act professional. He cannot just go and leave things alone. He has to just poke that bear. So I go down there and I'm looking for him because I'm like, where the fuck is he? And I finally see him, and he's probably drunk, high, whatever. He's a mess. And he's got this goofy grin on, and I said, what's with the shirt? And it's what shirt? I don't know what you're talking about. Like, can't even own up. Like, again, I'm going to act professional and then do this. Okay, fine. So again, you know, so there's this, and we're going to get to the altercation. So it's just a bunch of talking. Ben Conway gets in the middle, pulls me aside. My friend takes Kenny over to the side because my friend has no, you know, stake in the game. He's just like, dude, what's the deal, blah, blah, blah. And he said he was having a legitimate conversation with Kenny, kind of was getting through to him, blah, blah, blah. So I was getting tired. We were down there for like, I don't know, a half hour. And I'm like, I want to go back to this. This is stupid. You know, obviously he you know, he lied to the show promoter. He's, you know, doing this, whatever. So I go and I grab Mike. I'm like, come on, let's go. I'm tired. And as we're walking away, he goes, "There you go, little doggy. Yeah, run, little doggy," something like that. And I'm just like, really? This is how we're doing it. Like, this is really, we're trying to leave. And then this is how you're doing it. Continuing to levy attacks. Fine.
Yeah.
We get in the elevator, we leave. So, of course, have to play the victim card. This is a common thread here, playing the victim card. He's immediately on social media. I got, VALAVERSE tried to attack me, blah, blah, blah. There was no one threw any punches, blah, blah, but they came looking for me, trying to do whatever, But again, it's like, did I make any social media posts? Was I like going off the handle? No. Immediately the next morning, I have to be the victim here. Please feel bad for me. Please feel bad like I did nothing wrong here, which don't worry, we'll get to those receipts because from his own hand. So that's over and done with. And I told Ed, I'm like, I told you, man. I told you. I went up one side of Ed and down the other the next morning. I said, I told you, and you didn't listen. So get through the show, go home. Nothing happens then. And then, leading up to JoeFest 2023, I 100% absolutely tried to get him banned from the show. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I want him banned from the show? I was the headlining guest. I wanted him banned from the show. And I have the screenshots. There's so much to share, but maybe I'll make a website that shows all of this.
Yeah, and bottom line up front, that's the year that the whole show was rearranged for the placement of your booth.
Yep, I had that big giant booth. Yeah. Yep. So leading up to JoeFest 2023, I'm like, I want him gone. And he said, okay. I followed up with Ed, and I have the screenshots. My conversation with Ed, I said, Ed, did you send the message? Did you tell him he's banned? Yes, I did. Did you get a response? Not yet. Okay, I followed up like 6 or 7 times. Did you get a response? Did you get a response? He kept saying no. And I said, Ed, he's just going to show up. And he goes, if he shows up, I'll handle it. Okay. Here we are in another position where I have to trust Ed, even though 2022 happened. So fine, we get up to it, 2023. I see him at the show setting up. I grab Ed. I'm like, he's here. He goes, I talked to them. At the time, he was setting up with Roma, even though he works for the toy department. Yep. And he said, I talked to everyone. Nothing is going to happen. I was like, yeah, okay. I trusted that before. So I was on edge the whole show, just waiting. And luckily, nothing happened. Nothing happened at JoeFest 2023.
Right.
Then leading up to PowerCon, the showrunner of PowerCon reached out to me. He's like, look, I don't want any drama. I'm like, dude, you don't get drama from me. I go there, I make money, I see fans. Like, if anything, I act professional. But this message here doesn't act professional. So I said, no, this isn't going to happen. He goes, I reached out to him. He goes, I don't want drama from anyone. I was like, you're not going to get it from me. We get through PowerCon. No issues. Passed them a bunch of times. No issues. We got through almost all of 2023 without issues. Then, of course, the victim cannot stop, has to continue to levy attacks. There was always this rumor, there was a video of this altercation at JoeFest. And I said, show the video. People were like, you want that video? I said, I want the video to come out because I know it shows nothing. And because nothing happened. So in September of 2023, he posts a video on his YouTube channel. And I want to say he admits to like drinking during the video. So he's probably loaded, whatever. But it's his telling of the physical altercation. He calls it a physical altercation. In the video, he says, Bobby VALA had a physical altercation with me. I didn't have a physical altercation with him, sticks and stone, blah, blah, blah. So he says physical altercation, which we're going to get to during the lawsuit portion of this. So I'm like, this guy's for real. Like, this literally, he posts a video of an event that happened almost a year and a half ago.
Yep.
Almost a year and a half ago. Once again, victim. I'm the victim. Bobby VALA came after me. Okay, well, we got through 2023, no problem. Now all of a sudden, like, you couldn't just lay back, you couldn't just stop. You thought it was like, I'm bored. I'm gonna start poking that bear again. What did you think was gonna happen? So then I'm pissed off. So I reach out to Ed, and I sent him the video, and I said, Ed, he posted this video. He's saying there's physical altercation. You know, the guy's going after me again. And I gave Ed an ultimatum. I said, I'm not doing the show if this guy's there. And he just said, okay, thanks. And then that, like an hour later, he posts on his social media that VALAVERSE wouldn't be attending Joe Fest. Okay, fine. Yep. You make your bed, you sleep in it. You chose his side. Okay. Yeah. No skin off my back. I didn't need to be at the show. I don't need to be at any of the shows. I could sell my product to everybody around the world, not have to worry about the shows. I go to the shows. I like seeing the fans. So he decides, ooh, look at this. I won. So I'm going to make a second video in the beginning of October of 2023, where he talks about, you know, VALAVERSE not being at Joe Fest, where he calls me multiple times during that video a terrorist. A terrorist. Okay. I said, that's enough. That is absolutely enough. He made, so in his September video about the Joe Fest altercation, he says in the video that my action force was stolen IP. He says I gaslit and ripped off customers. And what else did he say? And then the terrorist thing was the next video. All of that is defamation. So that is what I filed the lawsuit for. I did not file the lawsuit for shirts or memes. I filed the lawsuit for defamatory comments made in those two YouTube videos. In his GoFundMe, he makes it seem like it was about shirts and memes. And then, again, Ben Conway, he will be showing up a bunch during this stream.
That's the guy who owns Skeletron, for anybody who doesn't know the name.
He jumped to it, making a social media post about a frivolous lawsuit. Kenny said it was a frivolous lawsuit. If it was a frivolous lawsuit, the judge would have dismissed it when it came across his desk, I would think, because judges can dismiss cases at any point if they deem them, you know, not, you know, or they deem them frivolous. It was not frivolous. 100% grounds for defamation. He said I stole IP, which I did not. Said I gaslit and ripped off customers, which I did not. Called me a terrorist multiple times. Never engaged in any terrorist activity. Grounds for defamation. That is what he was sued over. So the people that are coming to the victim's aid for this GoFundMe, putting your money up, you are giving money to somebody who was the aggressor and who was sued for defamation because the comments he made were defamatory. I don't care who you are. The law is on our side. If someone is going to attack my company, my brand, me, I will 100% go to the ends of the earth to defend myself. He wants to say free speech. Listen, free speech only gets you so far. Defamatory comments are defamatory comments. You can sue people for that. So I sued him for that. So I sued him for that. And let's see. So now we get to the lawsuit part. So a couple facts about the lawsuit. Fact. It was based on what he said in the YouTube video, not shirts or memes. Another fact. When the lawsuit started, we proposed, or, you know, I proposed a settlement offer to him, which was, he called it ridiculous. But when you send a settlement, you always shoot for the moon. I wanted XYZ. It was public apology, monetary things. Now, normally, pretty much almost like most of the time during litigation, when you get a settlement offer, you don't just decline it. You usually counter. You say, all right, well, you wanted here. I'm going to come down here and we'll probably meet in the middle somewhere. His pride was too high and he wanted no part of a settlement that involved anything with an apology, even though he made public videos defaming me and saying lies about me and my company. He didn't think it was necessary to reciprocate with a, you know, a public apology.
Right.
Okay, fine. We can litigate then. He could have saved himself. I mean, he said he almost $40,000 on his GoFundMe that he said he has legal bills. this all could have ended way sooner. He could have stopped. He could have saved himself almost $40,000. He didn't want to. His pride was too high. And if you're okay with spending $40,000 to keep your pride, well, that's on you, man. But this is where we're at. So he declined the settlement, didn't bother to counter. And the last fact in this is that instead of trying to end it, he decided to serve up all of his friends, people he's talked to about me.
Yep. And
this is the unfortunate part because, you know, while part of me feels bad for these people, I kind of don't. But, you know, part of the you know, discovery is you got to hand over all your messages and stuff that involve, you know, talking about me, my company, what have you. Now, he or his attorney did not ask for a protective order on his discovery that he submitted to us. So I can now share that. So we're going to get to the first bit. Now, I've seen all these messages from all his friends, private messages, stuff that people in here, if I were them, I would never want to see the light of day. But here we are, because he didn't want to end it, because he wanted to play the victim, because his pride was too high, he decided to serve everyone up. Now, we're going to get to some disgusting stuff here. So the first person that we're going to focus on here, Mike Raines. People in the community might know him as the patch czar. Makes patches and what have you. He made patches for me early on in the, you know, when I started Action Force. Because he sent me patches, he had my address. Let's see. Mike Raines saying to Kenny, do you need VALA's home address to send him a dead rat or some shit? Because I have that info readily available. First of all,
he's
Doxing.
Also the president of the
Finest,
GI Joe
right?
Costume Club.
That's right. That's right. Well, Finest, let's see how you guys handle this one.
He wasn't then, but he is now.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So, 1, doxing. 2, sending a dead rat in the mail is a federal offense. Kenny responds, haha, nah, I'm getting plenty of torture points just posting memes. Though now I'm tempted to autograph the C&D and mail it to him with a shirt. He said, haha, well, if you're bored, here it is. And but you don't hear it from me, brother. What does Kenny respond? Haha, you are a hero, good sir. Never know when that might be useful.
Read that one again. Never know when that
might be useful. He didn't say, no, this is not cool. No, this isn't right. You know, not cool, man. No, never know when that might be useful. The victim who's constantly levying attacks on me, okay with doxing me. Now, Mike Raines, I'm in a position where I just wanted to share the facts, and I was trying not to get visceral here. My home is where my wife and children sleep. Mike Raines, you are an absolute piece of shit. Who the fuck do you think you are, doxing me, sharing my home address with people that attack me? I could go on for hours. Now, from what I heard, my address made it into the His Tank thread as well. I don't know if Mike was the one that did it, but I can only assume, because here he is serving it up and saying that attack should be done. Send me a dead rat. Federal offense. So, again, Kenny does nothing to, shoot this down. Never know when that might be useful. Mm-hmm. Let's get to the next picture for Mr. Raines here. He posts, so during this, when I get discovery, we're able to send subpoenas to these individuals. If we think that maybe there's more information that's pertinent to the case, that could help prove malice or anything like that, because all of this is malicious intent. All of this. Nothing happened in 2023. Malicious attack by posting videos, saying lies, slander, defamatory comments. So Mike Raines gets a subpoena, and in his Facebook post, which he deleted, he is shocked and has no idea what he is getting a subpoena for. No idea. Well, Mike, now you know. You piece of shit spreading my home address where my fucking wife and kids sleep. And you people are okay with this. And don't worry, we're going to get to someone else who's going to be okay with this. So we're done with Mike Raines now. Oh, wait. No, sorry. There's one more image. Yeah. So next picture, that's the one Melzer one. Yeah. So this is a conversation between Kenny and Ryan Melzer. Ryan Melzer is the one that
Melzer, yeah.
He made the Kennyverse shirt, which dug Kenny in this hole. So here they are talking about, doxing, and now there's a different tune here. Now it's like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. People, posting Bobby's address. Yeah. Oh, not good. Then why is it that, and this happened before the Mike Raines comment, I believe. So then Kenny's okay with it. No, you never know when you might need that. You never know when you might need my home address. So this is what we're dealing with here. So let's be done with Mike Raines. The next person I want to get on to before you pull up anything for him. His name is Justin. I'm probably going to butcher his last name. Justin Karavulias. He works for Heritage Auctions. He goes and he works the table for Heritage Auctions at multiple conventions, what have you. And in these conversations, Justin is showing Kenny how they can kind of make websites that use certain things that might have to do with me or redirect to these anti-bullying sites on that, cyber attacks, those kind of things. So let's pull up, some of Justin's images here where these conversations where they're having, and now Justin was going to be at ZoloCon 2024. Yeah, 2024. So here you are. Have you checked it? So Justin, who I firmly believe made these websites, doing all this, and I did not. Did you do that? Why in the world would I do something like that? It's a private domain. Hard to say. Blah blah blah. Of course, the passive aggressive,
being cheeky and shit.
Being cheeky. Okay, fine. So then they go more conversations. I think picture number 2 is him talking about more of that, more website stuff, more cyber attacks. Then let's go to picture number 3. So this is Justin having conversations with Kenny about my attendance at ZoloCon, and he was going to be at ZoloCon also. And Justin is saying, oh, he doesn't know who I am, but obviously planning something to harass me in some way. And you could see in this conversation, go to the next picture also. Oh, Mike is super psyched about Heritage. I wonder how Heritage Auctions would feel about one of their employees committing cyber attacks on maybe someone else who's attending a show that they're at, or trying to harass somebody at a show that they're at. I don't know. We'll see. So then next picture is,
I'm working here.
Passive aggressive trolling. My passive aggressive move is strong. Again, this is Justin trying to plan something to harass me at the show. They're talking more about it. And then if we get to I believe this is the last Justin picture. Just sat next to Bobby at breakfast at the hotel. He's with his wife and kids. Yeah, I'm with my wife and kids, at the show. So I think this stopped him from doing anything. But I believe if my wife and kids weren't there, he had something planned for me. So again, these are the kind of individuals levying constant attacks on me, but want to keep playing the victim.
Yep.
Okay. Now, in his GoFundMe, Kenny talks about or alludes to me trying to get Justin banned from a show. That is incorrect. And I'll show you the email. Because when I found this out, when I found out all this discovery, I sent an email to the showrunners of ZoloCon telling them, look, this is going on. This individual levying attacks on me. Because they are at your show, I'm not going to do the show. I didn't say ban them. I never, in this email, I did not say ban them. I was going to bow out. I was going to not do the show. This is a fact because it's right there. There is the receipt. There is the proof. So they called me up. They're like, no, we can't not have you at the show. So they're like, we're going to smooth this out. We're going to take care of this, blah, blah, blah. So they probably reached out to him, was like, don't you even do anything. But again, I did not try to get this person banned. I was going to bow out. This is a fact. Let's get rid of Justin.
Okay, bye.
So, the next person we are going to get onto is a person who has a bunch to do with this. And he might not know a lot of this, but he's going to find out because of how he got involved. So let me set the stage here. So the person who brokered the conversation with me and Kenny was Ben Conway, owner of Escalating. At the time, I was friendly with Ben, and that went south, and it went south because of what I found out here. So during this discovery, I get conversations with Kenny and Ben, and we're going to show picture, Ben 1 picture here, where Ben is trying his darndest, Ben is the one who said to Kenny to do kennyverse.com. This is what made the first cease and desist happen. And then Ben had to broker the conversation through forked teeth. So go to the next picture for Ben.
Hal, that's a fantastic photo, by the way. Thank you.
So here's Ben.
Hold on.
Yeah. So let's see. The Kennyverse. All right, scroll down. All right, let's see. Not that I'm encouraging you. Yeah. Ben, typical passive aggressive. I'm a neutral party. Scroll down some more. Everyone needs a Switzerland. I'm trying to be Swiss. Okay. So Ben is having these conversations with Kenny. Okay with Kenny's attacks on me. And then I'm reading more of this discovery. I'm seeing these conversations with Ben and Kenny shitting on me. And I'm like, hold on, wait a second. Let me check my records here. I checked my records, my text messages with Ben. When Ben's Kickstarter was going on, the Kickstarter that took 4 years to fulfill.
Still hasn't finished, by the way.
Then there's that. When Ben was doing his Kickstarter, he reached out to me and asked me if he could have a Desert Rat figure to use for promo shots during his Kickstarter. No problem.
That's right.
I'm a paint master. Do you know that same week that he's asking me for a picture to help his Kickstarter, he was shitting on me with Kenny in their chats? Same week. The same week, Mr. I want to be Switzerland. I don't think I know a more two-faced person. But don't worry, because we're going to drop a bomb right now for Mr. Conway here. Now, this a lot of this is going to be surprising to people. Maybe it won't be. So when I subpoenaed Mike Raines, Justin, I subpoenaed a bunch of other people too. Turns out, I come to find out that the same person is now representing all of the people that I sent subpoenas to. The same person's attorney that represented Mike, Justin, and everyone else was Ben Conway, the owner of Skeletron's attorney. Mike Raines doxing me, saying to send me a dead rat. Justin, cyber attacks, trying to harass me. Ben Conway had his attorney represent those individuals.
Wait, one.
What the fuck did I just hear?
Let that sink in for a second. Just let that sink in. Now, this isn't a lie. This is a fact. I said I was just going to provide facts tonight. This is a fact. Now, maybe Ben didn't know, or there's two options here. Ben either knew what Mike and Justin did and didn't care and still had his attorney represent them. Or two, he had no idea what they did and blindly had his attorney represent them. Neither one of those options is good, because if you knew and you did it anyway, well, maybe that means you're supposedly supporting doxing. I'm just going out on a limb here. I'm not saying I know that for sure. You can only look to it.
It's one of two things.
Or if he didn't know, then how do you have an attorney that you're spending money for represent someone and you didn't know what they did? If Ryan was in a lawsuit or something like that, and then I got dragged in, and the last thing I would do is, if he was like, or if I was like, hey, I'll have my attorney represent you, or if he asked me, blah, 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 I'd be like, okay, but what did you do? Like, is there a reason? Like, is there anything you know of that you can give me to explain, like, what happened, why, this is happening? I'd want to know all the details before my attorney and my neck was being put out there. But I don't know if that happened. Again, it can only be two things. It could be he knew and didn't care, or he didn't know and blindly decided to have his attorney represent them. But Ben, let me say it again. Ben Conway, owner of Skeletron, had his attorney represent all the individuals that I sent subpoenas to. Mike Raines, Justin, several others. So that's that. So we'll be done with that now that I dropped that bomb. So then we're going to get on to the next person. So the next person I want to bring up, another stellar human being who I always got along with, and I was on his show. Let's bring up Mr. Mike Irizarry. Mike Irizarry does the What's on Joe Mind podcast.
Yep.
Here's Mike.
Congratulations to What's on Joe Mind for finally hitting 1,000 subs. 12 years. It's all good.
So here's Mike shitting on me with Kenny, just like everyone else does. Mike Irizarry also donated to the GoFundMe for Kenny. Now, the interesting thing is that, because Mark was on What's on Joe Mind, and I said I can't have one of my employees on this show when this host is actively shitting on me like this.
And then for anybody who's not noticing that, look how far back that goes.
Far back. So far back.
Long before any of the bullshit went down with this dude.
Yep. Now, I'm sure Mike didn't ever think that I would see this. Well, Kenny served you up. Kenny gave this to me. Mike Raines, Kenny gave this to me. Ben Conway, Kenny gave this to me. Justin, Kenny gave this to me. He could have ended this. He could have ended it.
Yep.
He served you guys up. Like, he served you guys up. He said, here, have it all. No protective order. Here you go. So I told, so then Mike reaches out to me. He's like, hey, man, can we have a chat? No problem. So have a phone conversation with Mike. Now, I highly doubt Mike would publicly admit this.
Bobby Vance.
Oh,
right
wow.
There. Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, interesting.
So for anybody who doesn't know, Ben Conway told Matt LaCroix his services are no longer needed as a paint master because Matt did work for Bobby.
We're going to get into something similar as we get on.
Thank you, Mr. Vance.
But, so Mike Irizarry apologized during that phone conversation and also said that what Kenny did was wrong. He told me, said what Kenny did was wrong. Would he admit that? No. But at the same time, if Mike admitted to me that what Kenny did was wrong, why are you donating to his GoFundMe? Interesting. Okay. Done with Mike Irizarry now.
Okay.
Next up, Sean Russell, however you say his name.
Sure, we'll go with Russell. Sure.
All right, let's show his conversation with Kenny. Let's see this one. So in this one, they're talking about the Joe Fest video. Yeah, if the video comes up and the entire internet, well, it did, and then you got sued over it. You got sued over it because you couldn't help yourself. So scroll down a little bit.
I don't hear a frickin' please on that.
Here's Kenny admitting, I wasn't a saint, but it helps that I'm honest and feel vindicated, so I didn't have to make anything up. Okay, so you weren't a saint, so you're saying you had a hand in this. Okay, cool. But you felt honest and vindicated. Well, you're not honest with your GoFundMe people because you're playing the victim when you're the one levying all these attacks on me. Okay. So I'm done with Sean for now. Let's pull up a conversation between Fixer and Kenny here.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Right?
A long time.
This is a good one. So let's see. So he's talking with Fixer, and then he says, I appreciate that, man. The reality is I did poke the bear, douche. LOL, I wouldn't be dealing with it if I just kept my mouth shut. So I brought it on myself. Weathering the repercussions is part of making waves, right? I mean, I could probably just end it here.
It's right there.
Like, if I just kept my mouth shut, so I brought it on myself. Like, same, look at this. He admits this here. Same person that doesn't tell Mike Raines, no, don't share my address. No, you never know when you might need that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be dealing with it if I just kept my mouth shut. You wouldn't be almost $40,000, with attorney fees if you had just kept your mouth shut. You wouldn't have served up all of your friends and made this all public now if you just kept your mouth shut. It's all there. He admits it. It's all there.
Right there.
Okay. So let's be done with that one. So the next one I'm just going to talk through because this is Ryan Melzer. Him and Kenny, there was over 600 pages. Now, this is the discovery just focuses on Bobby, VALAVERSE, like just stuff that involves me. A lot of these are just one page from people here and there. 600 pages. Him and this guy, the guy who made the shirts that caused all this drama for him. In a lot of it, they, because Ryan Melzer got subpoenaed too. They're in those conversations, they're nervous about the discovery. Very nervous. A lot of nervous talk going on between the two of them.
Right.
But again, 600 pages. It's like you could do, a week-long live stream showing all that. So we'll get rid of that guy. We'll go on to Justin Wilson next. So here's Justin Wilson sending message to Kenny. Not sure if VALA realizes how stupid things could escalate. A simple restraining order you enact would take away any gun rights he has. Super simple to get. Next evolution in today's gun-afraid society would be, I was afraid he would walk into the toy show and start blasting. In all practicality, it would screw you with the show promoter most likely, but it's something these idiots don't think about. $100 in some online filing, and they are screwed. Not sure if he's a gun guy, but it could end his gun rights for the foreseeable future. Just one of those down the rabbit hole thinking. Constant attacks, constant sneaking, constant planning of ways to attack me. But yet, Kenny and everyone thinks he's the victim. Let's get rid of Justin Wilson. Bring up Brian Tudor next.
I'm not that fast. That's what she said.
Brian Tudor. Here you go. So this is Kenny asking Brian, do you know anyone that runs a news website or YouTube channel that might be up for shenanigans? Ooh, look at this. More planning, more malicious intent. What kind of shenanigans? Reach out to blah, blah, blah. He loves stirring up the hornet's nest. All right, scroll down.
In the comics?
I think so, yeah. So you scroll down. They're having a conversation about starting or reaching out to news outlets, trying to say some sort of story about me to cause some sort of issue. Well, wouldn't it be fun if someone got calls from a handful of media outlets asking questions about the story, even if they never used it for anything? Hey, sir, we're looking into a human interest story. We wanted to ask some follow-up questions and get a statement. Is it true you're suing Kenny over his parody and satire of your public actions? No, I'm suing him over defamatory comments that were made and have merit. Again, trying to say that it's about something else and not about what he actually did. So again, more attacks being planned for me. Did I plan any attacks? No. This is here. This is them planning all this stuff. But yet, because I was trying to get someone banned from a show, I'm the bully. Okay. But you guys are planning like malicious attacks. I was just trying to make sure you weren't a nuisance at a show. All right. So that's Brian. Let's bring up Mike Tennell. Who Mike Tennell, he claimed that I beat my wife and kids once on a live stream. You got a little bit of heat for that one. But so this is Kenny talking with Mike. I'm playing with fire as it is. Last thing I need is to wind up in court later, and his attorney tried to use my being in that group as an attempt to associate me with bad actors after your video. The video where Mike says I beat my wife and kids. Because he's a LeBron James ass bitch who will 100% flop for the foul like that. He's already crying in Facebook comments. I'm just covering my ass as I poke the bear douche publicly. Have to keep my nose as clean as possible. And that video just put me in a tricky spot. One thing to go after the man and toys, but family stuff isn't a good look. Sorry. Okay, so it's nice that for once he's standing up and saying something is wrong, not like okay with my address being put out there. But again, playing with fire. A lot of admitting to wrongdoing here. He's admitting to this stuff. He's admitting.
Yeah, but he's also admitting he can't fucking stop.
Yeah, he's admitting he cannot stop. He cannot stop. Okay, let's get rid of Mike Tennell. Next one I'm just going to talk through. This one hurt a little bit. This one, again, because I always got along with her. I always thought she was such a sweet person. You guys know her as Joe Colton. She's also in The Finest. She's a cosplayer. Part of she used to be on the What's on Joe Mind show. I don't think she is anymore.
Nobody knows. Nobody watches it.
There were conversations with her and Kenny where she was saying disgusting things about my wife.
Yeah.
My wife. I know she probably didn't think anyone would ever see these comments. Unfortunately, I did. And I saw them because Kenny served them to me. Kenny served them to me. Kenny threw you under the bus. Kenny said, here you go. Do you want to see Joe Colton saying vile things about Bobby's wife? There you go. And I was shocked. And I'm like, you know what? I always got along with her. The other thing is, you know, she tries very hard to make sure people don't know her real name. She goes by Joe Colton. She doesn't want anyone to know her name. She wants to keep it private, which I totally get. Well, in that conversation, she gives out her real name and says how she wants to keep my XYZ real name private. So that's why I go by Joe Colton. Now, I'm not showing these conversations because I don't think that's right. Even though she was saying disgusting things about my wife, I will respect what she's trying to do because I'm not trying to dox people. I'm not trying to share that.
Right.
She didn't know. That's fine. But again, disgusting. All right. So the next one, bring up Mr. Adam Riches. Here we go, baby. This is a good one. This is a good one. Now this one got some people in trouble.
What?
So here's Mr. Adam Riches. They're talking, you know. Now he's friends with Troy McKee. You used to do freelance work for me. He did a lot of my packaging for like the first 5 series. I like Troy a lot. But I guess they're tight, and he says, here's the one from Joe Fest this year, but please don't post it anywhere because I don't want Troy to lose work, even if said work is for a bullshit company. Kenny saying, that turned out great. Ha ha ha. Don't worry, I keep my friendship with Troy quiet. I joke with him, it's like dating a married woman. This one
Classy.
Yeah, this one concerned me because Troy was doing all my packaging. I was trusting him as a freelance vendor to do my packaging. And Kenny is alluding to having conversations about me with him, with Troy, like dating a married woman, as if you're cheating. When I found this out, I immediately told Troy he could never do work for me again. I wasn't going to do it. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I liked working with Troy. He was very talented. I liked him. And you know what? I looked back at the money that I paid Troy over the years. Troy made a good amount of money from freelance work for me. A good chunk of change. And I've been putting out a lot of items that he could have been doing. He could have been, you know, making more money with me on this stuff. But he, you know, and again, there was nothing with Troy and Kenny. I didn't see any of that, but Kenny alludes to it, and Kenny alluding to it got Troy to not work with me anymore. He lost money. So not only is Kenny serving up all these people, he's causing people to lose money. He's causing his friends to lose out on work. So thank you, Mr. Adam Riches and Kenny, for having this conversation and letting me know to not work with Troy anymore. Sorry, Troy, but them's are the breaks, man. So that's Mr. Adam Riches. And let's get to the last one for now, Mr. Matt Collins. Matt Collins is the one who took the video of the infamous altercation in the Joe Fest lobby. So this is Kenny asking multiple times for the video because I guess he tracked down who had it, and Matt serves it up to him. Now, Matt, thank you, man. Thank you. But Matt, you got Kenny sued, dude. I mean, maybe not you directly. I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna strike that from the record. Matt, because you helped. Because you took the video, we gave it to Kenny. Kenny then made his YouTube video, which was his own choice. But that video, and along with the next video, got him sued. That's a fact. So there you go, Matt Collins. All right. So another thing that got uncovered during discovery was, you know, this this private Facebook group that these guys had called the Legions of Kennyverse. You can pull up that first picture. They talk about playing the victim. It's like they had their, so not only did they have this private hiss tank thread with over 2,000 pages that got deleted, then they had this Legions of Kennyverse page. It's like, if I don't know what obsessed is, this is it. Like, it shows the obsessed nature that they had. I didn't have a private Facebook group where I was shitting on Kenny all over the place with other people. No, I don't have that kind of time. You know, I didn't go on his tank and start a thread about Kenny. Like, these guys, like, they have nothing better to do but say I'm the victim or say they're the victim, call me a bully, yet they're the ones constantly levying attacks, constantly groups like this shitting on me all the time. So I learned of this, and everyone in it, of course, Kenny's in it. So that if you notice, there's a picture, this picture of me. So that picture is based on me. That was my LinkedIn profile picture. And it's got some of the quotes that I said in the Eric Aranya post, but it's like, this is the picture that they made for it. Now go to the next picture, and you're going to see how far this like obsession goes. So this is Kenny in one of the 2 YouTube videos. Look at in the upper right-hand corner. The dude has a picture of me. Like, who does that? Like, what kind of not obsessed person does that? Like, guys, it's all there in black and white. Like, it's literally all there. So that's it for the Legions of Kennyverse. I got to see all those posts, which was great. And then they nuke that group. So the next thing I want to show before I get back to the lawsuit, where we at currently, because there's way more about that. I want to show the list of names. Now, I just touched the tip of the iceberg tonight. Bring up that list. And zoom in on it. This is the names of all the people whose conversations I got to see that Kenny served up in his discovery that was not under a protective order.
Okay. Wait,
so
pull that up. Working on it. You may have to work around that.
That's okay. All right. Well, there's a lot of names. And I want to read all those names because there's some really interesting ones there. Interesting ones. And you know what? If we do a part 2, I think I'm just going to have to share all this. So all you people that are on that list, if, you know, listen, if I found out that my friend was sharing my private conversations, you know, because his pride overtook him and he didn't end the lawsuit that he started, I'd be pissed, you know? And again, the names, some good ones on. But yeah, we'll skip that while Chad is having some technical difficulties over there. But
No. I got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay, cool.
Just a couple of clickily do's.
Yeah, let's run down this list. Let's zoom in on that and see those names. Ooh, some good ones on here.
How the hell?
Chad's first time on a computer, guys.
Hey, now I got like 96 screens open. Simmer. Don't be crazy on me.
Okay, so there we go. All right, so let's go to the top there. Let's see. Oh, some good names. All right, Kelly, Gage, guys, served you up. Jared, Sean, Walter, Adam Riches, Sean, Dacre. There's Justin, Vincent, Marie, Dustin, Ed.
Fucking Ed.
Mike Irizarry, of course. Aaron.
Oh, Dietrich, huh?
George. Well, yeah, they're cousins. Matt. Nomads, Damon, I don't know, Johnny, Billy, Colby, Stephen Wenner. Go a little slower because I want these people to have a chance to see their name in bright lights here. Jeff Daniel. Oh, Diana Davis. Oh, look, we got Jason in there. Jim. Matthew LaCroix disappointed me a little bit, but then, you know, now to find out that, you know, Skeletron did Matt dirty, this might be forgiven. Ryan Sweeney, Jason, Val, Tim. There's Mike Raines, my man. Oh, you are a fucking garbage human. Heather, Ray Murphy, Adam, Linda, Jen, Mike, Ben Conway, Lucas, James, Locke. Oh, wait, I don't even think we're halfway through yet. Let's see. This Duncan Person, Dustin Baker, Martin McCanny, Jason, John, Glenn, Tony Johnson, I guess, Maru, Jason, John.
These are all people that are involved in this?
Jeffrey Crabtree. These are, so stop for a second. These are all people that I have been referenced in conversations with. Ridiculous. Like, this is unbelievable. Like, my discovery that I had to hand over was like 4 people. We minorly mentioned Kenny's name. This is, I think it's like 100 or some odd names. David Tree, July Dotson, Patty Lennon, David Little, Andrew, Zachary, Daniel, Fixer, Scott Barnes, Coker, Justin Wilson, Tim Erickson, Miles, David Christopher Wilson, Deborah Kopnick, James Sawyer, Brian Kaufman, Marauder Rubin, Eric
fucking Rubin, of course.
Of course. He's another one that gave money to the GoFundMe.
Of course.
I hope you guys I hope the people that are watching this and now see the facts and see, this supposed victim now,
this motherfucker.
Yeah. Michael Zolotrail. So he's the one that runs ZoloCon. Terry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fucking Terry.
Slade Germain, Henry C. Thomas, Amy Joe, Dan Noble, Molly Williamson, Matt Collins. There you go, buddy. Greg Bellin. Is that there's more. It keeps going. Steve Unger, Chris Murray. Chris Murray is another one who fake being nice to me in public, but really shits on me behind the scenes. Joe Colton, Conrad Hauser, Ryan Melzer, Doug Mays, Scott Jennings, Ken Poe, Brett Barton. Yep, that's not a surprise. Tony Carter, Brian Sauer, Mike Tennell, Daniel Kozila.
Jesus, man.
That's all. Look at that. Guys, this is the amount of people that are talking about me in VALAVERSE. So, again, he served this up. He served you guys. He said, here you go. So, listen, not under protective order. Oh, well. So, anyway, let's get back to the lawsuit. So, here we are. We get through discovery. Okay. The next thing we're getting to is deposition, where you have to sit down, all the opposing counsels, and they ask you questions. They grill you for hours. Mm-hmm. So we're leading up, and I start to think, I'm like, look, this guy has no money. I'm gonna show some mercy here, and I gave him a sweetheart settlement. Sweetheart. I said, all I want is a public apology. He had to do a public apology, 30 seconds. Apologize for the things he said about me.
Yep.
Post that on his YouTube channel. I get a copy of the video. And here's the best part. I was going to dismiss with prejudice. With prejudice. When you dismiss something without prejudice, you have a whole year to bring that case back. A whole year. When you do it without or with prejudice, you can never file it again.
Yep.
You can never bring it up again. It's done. It's over. All he had to do was make one apology video. He could have saved money. He could have saved all this from happening. He could have stopped this. He could have stopped this. The victim who said, I'm the bully, I levied a tax, could have stopped all of this by just making a public apology with prejudice. And he would have been done. People would have forgot about it. People would have forgot about the apology. He would have done it. Yeah, his friends would have given him shit for it. it would have been over. It would have been over. It would have been over. He didn't take it, so now we get to deposition. Now, there's a lot of videos to go through. Thank you for everyone still joining in. I was hoping to get through, more of this quicker, but this is where the good stuff happens. So he doesn't take it. We go to deposition. He goes first. My attorney gets to grill him for 6 hours. I was in the room. I watched him. I stared at him the whole time, and he never made eye contact with me once. In the video, I'm sitting to his 11 o'clock, and you can see in the whole 6 hours of video, which my attorney will be posting to their YouTube channel next week, and we will link to this video. Chad's put a bunch of videos in. We're going to show some videos, but the whole 6 hour deposition, my attorney is putting on their YouTube channel next week.
Fuck!
If you got 6 hours and you want to, you got nothing better to do, it's fantastic. It's a lot of him dodging questions. You know how many times my attorney had to say, now can you answer my question? Or it's a yes or no question. Also, the amount of times he's formulating an answer in his head, it could have been a 3 hour deposition, but you'll see in the videos how long this stuff takes. But he starts the deposition, and there was part of me I felt a little bad for him, because he's sitting there and he's immediately sweating and his hands are shaking immediately when the video starts, like, and all through the deposition. It's like, if you thought what you did wasn't wrong, why were you so nervous? Okay. Why don't you show that first picture, because it's really funny.
The first video?
The first picture. The first picture. Sweat?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I got to share a different screen because I had to share your names.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You can read that. Read that on the screen there.
Articulated Ninja. So 130-second apology from the guy who admits he's the initiator and enjoys poking the bear. He says no, it's not going to apologize, but then begs people for money to pay for his egoist mistakes. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Okay.
Yeah. That picture.
So here we go. This is like a half hour into deposition. He is
a lot of sweat.
Sweating. Now it gets worse. Like, it gets way worse than this. I don't think I would have wore that shirt. But anyway, so we're going to start with some fun stuff, because you go through with some initial questions. What's your address? What do you do for a living? Blah, blah, blah. So this first video, he's asked, about where you work, the toy department. I'm an operations manager. Okay. My attorney asked how much he makes per year. Now, we're not going to show the part where he actually says what he makes, but just watch the video.
I can't believe I'm doing this, people.
So good.
Besides Christopher Neal, any other supervisors?
No, sir.
What is your annual compensation there?
I'm unsure.
Well, approximate it for me.
You instructed me not to guess.
Well, I'm asking you to approximate it.
It's because they only take cash at Joe Fest. It's all under the table. Just kidding.
Who doesn't know how much they make? Who has a job and doesn't know how much they make? So right off the bat, we're already dealing with an individual who doesn't know how to answer questions. So next question. Ask him, like, did you graduate high school? Yeah, college. Okay, so he claims he has 3 degrees, and he claims he has a master's degree. Now, Chad, if you got a master's degree, something as important as a master's degree, wouldn't you remember what that degree was in?
Yeah, behavioral psychology.
Yeah, let's play that video.
And that's what mine's in. So.
And the master's was in what?
It was an MBA, and I don't remember the specific.
From what university?
Indiana Wesleyan University.
Okay.
Leaving.
All right. So again, we don't know. We don't know what a master's degree. Like, I understand, oh, maybe I got an associate's degree or some bullshit. A master's? You don't remember a master's? But then again, you get a master's degree and you're just an operations manager at a retail toy store. Okay. Anyway, so this next video, this is a 5-minute video. This one, so before, at the beginning of the lawsuit, you're sent what's called a request for admissions. Basically, it asks you a bunch of questions, and you have to answer them truthfully. It is a legal document. It is part of the case. It asks, did you say this about VALAVERSE and Bobby Val in your video, blah, blah, blah. He answers. You have to, affirm that. At the end, you sign it. You say, yes, I answered these truthfully. They're the honest answers. I answered them truthfully. You affirm that. No one, you are answering them. You, and you're responsible for your answers. So play video 3 on him not taking them seriously and admitting to not taking them seriously.
1, which is the request for admissions in this case, that you sent us, the counsel sent us on your behalf. And in response to request for exhibit number 13, if you could look through it, does he have a copy? You admitted that you had said that plaintiffs are ripping people off and gaslighting customers, right?
That is what the document says, yes.
Yeah. So you're now changing what you said there, right?
Yes.
Did you understand the solemn obligation you had to answer the request for admissions accurately? Yes or no?
No.
Oh, so when you're sent a formal legal document called a request for admissions that is sent to your counsel and that you're asked to prepare responses to, you don't understand at all in the context of formal litigation how important it is that you answer accurately? Is that your sworn testimony?
No, sir.
Are you saying you just didn't know you had to take responses to this seriously?
No, sir.
And your response to the request for admission, admitting that you said plaintiffs are ripping people off and gaslighting customers, was closer in time than today to the YouTube videos that you posted, correct?
Yes, sir.
And since then, you've apparently decided to change your story, correct?
No, sir.
You would agree that you are now trying to change your answer to that question, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that we have a right to rely on your prior answer, correct?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, what did you think was going to happen when you admitted to that?
Well, I had bad counsel, which I then fired and filed a bar complaint against. And under his advice, he filed answers that were unsatisfactory to me and not true.
So it's your lawyer's fault, not yours, that you admitted that you said plaintiffs are ripping people off and gaslighting customers, correct?
Yeah.
You take no responsibility for that whatsoever, correct?
I did it under bad counsel. I had a figure that I had put trust in that told me that these are the ways that because the words were literally quoted, but that's not what I said.
The words are literally quoted.
Sure, but it's not That's not what I said.
Any time between, now, wait, let me back up. You said to me earlier in this deposition that you looked over your responses to discovery in preparation for this deposition, right?
Yes, sir.
When was the last time you, before today, that you looked at your responses to discovery, including these requests for admissions?
A week or two ago?
Okay. Before that, when was the last time?
I can't say without guessing.
When was the first time you looked approximately? Just give me an approximate time frame. When was the first time you looked at the responses to requests for admissions that you responded to and sent to us?
I would imagine, well, I can't say without guessing. The first. I'm sorry. Apologize. June 26, 2024.
Okay. And since that time, even with new counsel, you have done nothing to correct those responses or even try, correct?
I didn't know that was a thing.
You've done nothing to amend those responses, correct?
Correct.
Even
Okay. So
I gotta say something real quick.
Sure.
The funny thing is he has the first three words of the preamble of the Constitution of the United States on his arm, "We the people," right? And
Yeah.
it's all about promoting prosperity and security and fairness. And then you get this.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Blame my attorney. But again, didn't bother to change the answers. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Well, your new attorney didn't tell you? When you looked over before deposition, you didn't say, man, I wish these answers weren't in here because they weren't right answers. Okay. So the next video is only 42 seconds. This is in reference to stolen IP.
Is that video 4?
Video 4.
Oh, where? I got a lot of shit on my screen, kids.
all right, let's take a look at request for admission number 5 in Exhibit 1 and your response. There too, you admitted that in the September video you posted on YouTube, you claimed the VALAVERSE action force figures are stolen IP. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And yet you are today, if I understand you correctly, disavowing your admission there, correct?
Yes, sir.
Again, you didn't take seriously your obligation to answer truthfully, correct?
No, sir.
Okay. So admits, didn't take it seriously. What he said in his video, he answers in the request for admissions and then says, no, it's not what I said. It's in your video. It's in your request for admissions. Doesn't look great. Sure wouldn't look great to a jury either. Okay, so now we're going to get to the next video, video 5. This one's 2 minutes. This is him having trouble with the definition of stolen. This is a good one.
Which is crazy, man.
Which is
I
crazy.
want to understand your understanding
Look at that sweat. Woo!
of the meaning of the word stolen.
In what context?
Well, I'm not talking about a mink stole. I am asking you, as a layperson, as a person with 38 years of experience
And a
on
master's degree.
planet Earth as an American in command of the English language, I'm asking you for your understanding of the meaning of the word stolen. Are you able to answer me or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me your understanding, based on all those life experiences, of the meaning of the word stolen.
You mentioned the breadth of the English language. Unfortunately, the English language has a lot of words that can mean various degrees of things. Like if you get pulled over for a speeding ticket, and you're saying you drove it like you stole it, you're not necessarily implying that you actually drove the car off the lot and,
Okay.
took it away.
Mr. Kupnick, I literally didn't ask you that. I'm just asking you whether you can define the word stolen. Can you?
Generally, it means taken without permission.
Yeah. It means to steal, right? It means something that has been taken by theft. Fair?
I mean, sure, I'm sure that's one definition.
Okay. And that's kind of the commonly understood definition of stolen, right?
I can't say.
Well, if you were to say to somebody, someone has stolen my wallet, you would expect the listener to think that a theft has occurred of your wallet, correct?
Sure.
Thank you.
So obviously, like, has trouble answering questions here. All right. So the next video, he was shown pictures from his posts in his tank, where he says that I went after dead G.I. Joe trademarks. And then he's asked if going after dead G.I. Joe trademarks is IP theft. And let's hear his answer.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Look at this guy just cracking up backstage.
So good, right? So good. I told you it was going to be great.
You got to go now. Get out of here.
Told you it was going to be great. So
Okay,
video
what are we on 6?
Video 6, 23 seconds.
Can you define the word 6?
Lawfully acquiring dead G.I. Joe trademarks sound like theft of IP to you? Yes or no?
No.
I thought the video froze.
And if a lawyer...
See, like this deposition could have been seriously half the day. Instead, it's like to answer a simple yes or no question took him forever. And he was probably, I don't know if he was sitting there thinking, how can I not look bad answering this question? But they're yes or no questions. But it's like the majority of the questions were yes or no questions that he was asked. And the majority of those questions he did not answer with a yes or no. It's simple. It's like 2 + 2 = 4. So the next one, so this is a long video. This is, I think, an hour and 20-minute video, which we're not going to show. It's in the comments, or it's going to be in there, right, Chad?
Yeah.
That people could click on. This is him being grilled about his stolen IP comments. It's worth a listen. It's so good. All right. So this next one's really good. So my attorney continues grilling him on his stolen, the argument of stolen IP theft. And he uses a really good comparison, to compare what I did, which was called stolen IP, and what someone else did, which he has an odd answer for. And Ben might find it surprising. Why don't you play video 7? This is a 3-minute video that's fantastic.
I can't wait.
And actually, Ben's Robo-Skull looks pretty similar to the original one, right?
Relatively.
Yeah. Let's take a look at Exhibit 43.
Right there.
And this demonstrative exhibit just confirms your last answer, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, we're clear. Do you think Ben Conway stole intellectual property?
Is that jumping on your end?
No.
Your good friend?
I would have to take into account the entirety of the line to make that decision, because it's more than just trademarks.
I think we agreed earlier that the most common understanding of the word stole is theft, right? To steal is to, right?
Understand that's how
Yeah.
you defined it, yes.
Right. So you've already conceded Ben Conway lawfully acquired the trademark, right?
Yes, sir.
And that his product looks pretty similar to the original, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so you'd agree Ben Conway didn't steal intellectual property to the best of your knowledge, right?
When you say intellectual property, what do you mean?
The trademark?
You're talking about trademark specifically?
Let's start with that.
Okay. He did not steal the trademark.
Yeah. And because he acquired the name, okay, there's no issue with him putting out a product similar to the look of the previous one, right? You're not aware of any issue.
Not for me to decide.
Now,
Cheeky.
you're making no negative judgment about Ben Conway's conduct, right? Correct?
I haven't.
You're not, correct?
Right now?
Right.
Not at the moment.
Okay. But according to your accusations on YouTube, Mr. VALA and VALAVERSE were the ones with stolen IP, right?
That is what I said.
Yeah. And they're
Yeah. So, says it all. Okay. Let's see. Now let's get on to the terrorist comment, because this is where it gets, again, it's going bad for him. So,
Are you a freaking terrorist?
my attorney is asking him of evidence of me being a terrorist. Play video 8, 2 minutes. This one's good.
Just for the record, for everybody watching, he hasn't asked me please once.
Please, Chad, would you
Hey!
you didn't stop at accusing plaintiffs of theft. You also called Mr. VALA a, quote, terrorist, unquote, correct?
Yes.
Now, yes or no, I'm not asking you to tell me what the word means, but I'm just asking yes or no. At the time that you used that word, did you know what the word terrorist means?
Yes.
Do you have any evidence that Mr. VALA is a person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims? Yes or no?
He's just
No, sir.
fucking smirking.
Now, yet, in response to request for admission number 28, you can go ahead and pull it up, and then it's Exhibit 1.
Thank you, sir.
Before you read that, let me ask you this. Just so we're clear about the time frames. At the time you made the statement, and before you made the statement in which you used the word terrorist, you had no evidence that he's a person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now,
Okay. So, again, claimed I was a terrorist multiple times. No evidence of any terrorist activity on my part. But he is the victim, and I am the bully. I am the aggressor. Okay. So let's see. So next up, all right, so this is a 14-minute video. This is video 9. We are not going to show it because it's 14 minutes long. This video is great. You all can watch it. He is asked about his physical altercation because he said it was a physical altercation. He said that Bobby VALA had a physical altercation with me, but I didn't have a physical altercation with him. My attorney then proceeds to show the Joe Fest lobby video. Thank you, Matt Collins. And Kenny admits, nothing physical happened. So why are you saying it was a physical altercation and then admit nothing physical happened? But he's the victim, right? He's the victim. I'm the bully. I mean, it's all there. Again, watch the video. You all can see it. Okay, now this is the greatest. This one's great. This is the last video, guys. And then I'm going to do my closing arguments, which is going to go very fast. This video is fantastic because this is where he admits basically, final nail in the coffin for him. But because the cease and desist, then like I mentioned, we had the phone conversation where we had a truce. My attorney asked him if I did anything to him from the time we had the phone call to the time of the Joe Fest lobby incident. I can't wait to see the answer.
I mean, I know the answer, but
It's approximately 7:18 p.m. The camera is rolling and we're back on the record. Oh, 5:18.
Following up on some of the last round of testimony, sir, you talked about previously apologizing to Mr. VALA, and you suggested that backfired. And actually, to be precise, I think you said that in response to retracting past statements. Am I correct?
I think, if I remember correctly, it was in response to like adding context to statements. I think that was part of like, you could retract, or you could this and that, or you could add context.
Yeah, I don't think I used the word context.
Maybe not. I apologize.
Yeah, you said you. I know I asked you if you could correct yourself.
fix yourself.
Let me just get some clarity from you on this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because you made reference to a conversation with Mr. VALA where the two of you talked over the phone. This was how long before the YouTube videos that you posted? Maybe a year before?
2 years. It was shortly before his figures delivered. So
Okay.
2 or 3 years.
Okay, so you had a conversation with Mr. VALA over the phone. It was a civil conversation,
Yeah, I would say so.
kind of a heart-to-heart.
Kind of, yeah.
You guys talked about some differences you'd had, right?
Yeah, buried the hatchet a bit.
Right, and in fact, you mentioned in your earlier testimony that you had apologized to him over some of your conduct previously, right? After you had that conversation
Yes,
with
sir.
Mr. VALA, you'd agree with me that he never did anything to you after that until filing this lawsuit, right?
Well, no, I would not agree with that.
Well, sending the cease and desist letter before filing the lawsuit, right?
The cease and desist was before the phone call.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just trying to understand, okay, that after you had that conversation with him in which you apologized to him, Mr. VALA didn't do anything to you, right?
On what timeline?
Well, after that conversation up through the point in which you posted the YouTube videos.
Oh, okay. You had said the lawsuit earlier. So yeah, up until
Yeah,
the...
I'm sorry I wasn't clear about that. All I'm trying to establish is that between the time 2 years prior to your September and October 2023 YouTube videos, 2 years before that, you had a conversation with him, right?
Something like that. Somewhere in there, yeah.
You apologized to him. And after that, from that time forward to the time you published the YouTube videos, Bobby VALA didn't do anything to you, right?
I don't think that's accurate.
Well, there was an argument between the two of you at Joe Fest earlier that year, a couple months earlier, right?
I believe it was a different year than the videos were published.
Okay. Other than that argument, Bobby VALA didn't actually do anything to you, right? I mean, he didn't physically harm you in any way.
He did not.
He didn't, like, other than you having gotten a cease and desist letter previously, he didn't, like, threaten you in any way?
I can't say for sure.
Well, let's be clear about the cease and desist letter, okay? That's a legal mechanism that's used to put somebody on notice that they may be doing something illegal, right?
Yes, sir.
And in this case, the cease and desist letter was about the use of essentially, it was a letter about the T-shirts. Is that right?
Parroting the logo and,
Right.
and making the memes and whatnot.
Right. And that wasn't even from Bobby VALA, that was from his counsel, right? From the company's counsel.
I don't know for sure.
Well, I mean, you knew that came on the letterhead of a law firm, right?
Well, yeah,
Right. Suggesting that there could be legal action unless you corrected course, right?
sure.
Okay. But Bobby VALA didn't, like, personally do something to you, is what I'm trying to get at. Between the time you two had a heart-to-heart and you posted these YouTube videos of him.
Well,
Other
again,
than the argument at Joe Fest. Okay? Right?
I would need to go through, I would need to go through timelines to say for sure, unfortunately.
So just as you sit here today, can you recall, and you're going to get the opportunity, there's something, if your counsel reserves the right for you to read your deposition, if there's something you've forgotten between now and then, you can correct typos, transcript, and there's some ambiguity in the law as to whether you can change the substance, okay? But if there's something else you remember that you've left out, you're certainly free to try to amend the testimony that way. What I'm trying to understand, sir, is can we agree that other than the two of you having an argument at Joe Fest sometime before you published the YouTube videos, Bobby VALA didn't actually do anything to you? I'm talking about you. There's nothing you can think of.
There might be some comments or remarks here or there, but nothing's coming to mind in the immediacy. Yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
If I did something to him, you're going to tell me this guy wouldn't remember? You're going to tell me he wouldn't remember? Come on. Come on. Okay.
So like 6 minutes.
So it's very black and white, everyone. So thank you for sitting through that. I'm going to go through my closing arguments really quick, just to wrap this all up. So we just saw I didn't do anything to him after the truce call. Leading up to Joe Fest, yes. Did I confront him in the lobby? I sure did, because he was doing something he said he wasn't going to do. It's just that. Even after that, even after the Joe Fest, I still did nothing to him. Yes, did I try to get him banned from a show? Yes, to protect me and my company. So I did nothing to him. There's nothing that's been laid out. I didn't make a Facebook group about him. I wasn't having absurd amounts of conversations with people about him. I didn't attack him in any way. But he is playing the victim as if I'm the bully and I am attacking this with a frivolous lawsuit, which is not frivolous because it was all with merit, because it was grounds for defamation because of what he said. His repeated attacks on me. No issues in 2023. We got through Joe Fest. We got through PowerCon. We were at the same con together. We walked past each other multiple times. No issues. Why? Almost a year and a half after the incident, almost a year and a half later after the 2022 Joe Fest incident, he makes the first YouTube video. I don't know about you. It sure seems malicious, because what is the reason? What is the reason for posting the video if not for malicious intent? What are you trying to do? Trying to inform people? Inform people of what? Inform people of a physical altercation that didn't happen? What are you trying to do? But what you did succeed in is you succeeded in making a video a year and a half later where you said defamatory comments that got you sued for almost $40,000 of legal fees. Okay. So he makes a second video, couldn't help himself, calls me a terrorist multiple times with no evidence of terrorist activities by me. He admits that in videos. He was sued over the videos, not shirts or memes. He served up his friends, all of you that were brought up tonight. He served you up. He gave you up. He gave you up because of his pride. That's a fact. He said, you know, my pride's too strong. I'm not apologizing. He says in his GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Could have ended it. He could have ended it early. Multiple settlements sent, declined all of them, even the sweetheart one. He could have had a 30-second public apology and a dismissal with prejudice. But he didn't. So now where are we? So I did dismiss the case. However, I dismissed it without prejudice, which means I think I have at least 8 more months to bring this back. Kenny, we could have been done. I had mercy on you. We could have been done. You could not help yourself. You couldn't help yourself before you made the videos. You could not help yourself. You still cannot help yourself. The only thing you can do is claim that you're a victim, and you're not a victim. All of this showed you are not the victim. You are the aggressor. I have 8 more months at least to bring this back. If you thought 40,000 was a lot just getting you to deposition, how much do you think it's going to be for a jury trial? A lot. I can tell you it's going to be a lot. I wonder how your friends and family would react if they knew that you could have saved $40,000 by just apologizing. I wonder if they knew that. But here we are. Now, your attorney has started to send out correspondence, which leads me to believe that you think you might want to file a frivolous lawsuit. Go. That's fine. That's within your right. Just like it was within my right to file my lawsuit, which had merit. So just keep this in mind. You've already spent $40,000. You've already served up your friends. Yeah, your GoFundMe's doing pretty good. Not bad. But what is a jury trial going to cost? Because I have 8 more months to bring this back. 8 more months to bring this back. Do you want 2 lawsuits going on at once? I don't know. But we could be done if you want to be done. Something tells me you don't, though, because you could have been done, but you're not. So now we're at the point where it's like, look, if by some chance you want to file and try to say that I did a frivolous lawsuit, okay. But ask yourself, well, what happens if you don't win that one? And what if the original case is back? And then what if then I file one for damages after your frivolous suit is filed? You have attacked me on multiple occasions, and I have defended myself and responded in kind. I will continue to do so. I will protect myself, my company, my family to the end of the earth, no matter the price. I will go all the way. If you want to keep going, we can keep going. I just did a stream where I showed facts that you didn't show on your GoFundMe. Yeah, you linked your YouTube videos. You think people were watching that? Sure, the blind are just blindly giving you money during the Christmas season. I hope those people have taken the time to watch this. I hope those people have seen the facts. I didn't make anything up. I showed facts. I showed your conversations. I showed your malicious activity that you were doing, your attacks on me. I showed videos of you admitting things. I showed it all. But I have more to show if you want to keep going. We'll see. So this is where we're at. Ball's in your court if you want to keep going. Because like Captain America, I can do this all day, baby. All day.
I got a question for you.
Yep.
What do you want to see happen?
I mean, in a perfect world, it'd be nice if I just didn't have to deal with this fucking guy anymore. Like, it'd be nice if he just said, man, I cost myself $40,000. Man, I made public a lot of private conversations that I don't think my friends would be pleased with. I'm just going to, let's all just stop. I thought when I dismissed the case, I knew he was not going to stay quiet. I said, because he's never stayed quiet this whole time. He cannot not attack me.
Yeah, it's a track record.
He has attacked me at every turn when he even admitted that I have done nothing. He can't think of anything that I did besides confront him in the lobby at Joe Fest because it was something he said he wasn't going to do. Because something his friend Ryan set him up to do. So it'd be nice to just not have to deal with it. But again, I don't mind dealing with it. I dealt with it. I think he said, oh, I endured a 501 day, ordeal. Yeah. Okay. Well, I still ran a successful company, put out tons of items that sold very, very well during that 501 days. I got it's no skin off my back. I mean, I will keep going. I don't care either way. It'd be nice to not have to deal with him anymore. But again, I know he can't not do what he does. Like, he will be the fly at the barbecue that's just bothering you, and you're just like, I'm trying to like have a good time, and you're just trying to ruin everybody's time.
Yeah, I mean, that's how he paraded around Joe Fest all the time anyway. Like, you knew when he was within 50 feet because you either heard him or had to fucking deal with him, or it didn't matter where or when.
He was in a group about me. He has 600 pages with one person about me. He has a picture in his collector room of me. I don't know how you would define like obsession, but I would think like that's obsessive behavior. Like, he can't stop when it comes to me. So again, I got more to show. You see how many names are on that list? There's a lot of names on that list. Again, the people that I don't know if you can get money back from a GoFundMe, but maybe people should. I hope people see this. I hope people see, and you know what? When I saw, the Legions of Kennyverse and all that, there's individuals in there that now know that I know that they were in there, and it's come to light and stuff like that. And there was an individual recently who went on his podcast and went off the handle on the situation, making it seem like I was this awful person. And I reached out to him and I provided the facts in in this context, but in a Cliff Notes version. And he was apologetic and reasonable and was like, wow, I totally didn't realize that side. Like, I'm sorry, kind of thing. Treated it like a reasonable human being. Because once you see this facts, once you see this, Like everything that was shown. Listen, the blinder, oh, he's going to have his circle, his echo chamber of the people supporting him no matter what. He could, you know, do absurd, awful things and people would still probably support him. That's fine. You're always going to get those people. But I would hope that there's, you know, a good amount of people that see this and they're gonna be like, whoa, whoa. Like Mike Irizarry, look at what you got. Look what got shown on you. And you gave some money to that. You know, there's plenty of guys that gave money to this. You know, go look at the list. I mean, he even tells people to be anonymous, you know, to save themselves. Yeah, save yourselves. You don't want to be part of what I got you into. You know, but it's like, look, dude, you should have listened because I see the names. But it's like, I know the anonymous people. It's like, okay, like, you know, that's fine. You know, but this is out there now. This is out there because of you. If he did the GoFundMe and he was like, I was involved with a lawsuit, I'm just trying to, you know, recoup some costs. Okay, fine. But he tried to ruin my reputation by claiming he was the victim, by claiming he did nothing wrong. Him, Ben Conway, it's a frivolous lawsuit. You sure? Because I showed some facts. That has merit. Defamatory comments he made, and he got grilled over them. So back to your question. What I would like to see, it'd be nice to not have to deal with it. It'd be nice. I'm sure he doesn't want to deal with this anymore. I mean, if I just got put through what I just put him through, I don't think I'd want to do this anymore. But again, he's not the type to just stop.
Right.
I'm okay stopping. We can stop. But it's not up to me. It's up to him. And something tells me he'll keep going, which means I'll keep going. And I will not stop ever, ever.
Well, I mean, if anything, this is a cautionary tale about blind tribalism, because that shit will get you into trouble. You will blindly follow all these other lemmings right off a fucking cliff, and then you wind up in a YouTube video deposition. I don't know.
I didn't want to have to do this. He continual attacks on me, which is why this happened. But, you know, his posts, his attacks are the reason why I had to show all this stuff. You know?
Yeah, see, and like Viper Scout says here, honestly, I and probably others thought it was just over the memes and shit talking. So many people have no idea about the layers of all of this.
Because he made it that way. People are like, such a bully over shirts. Lawsuit wasn't over shirts. It was over his continual attacks during a time where I didn't do anything.
Right.
So.
We got some starred stuff to
All right, let's go, baby. Thank you all for watching. I know it was long, but it was exciting. And this was fun.
It was, I mean, I'm sure it was very eye-opening for a lot of people. And I got to say, before we get to this stuff right here on the side of the screen, I want to say thank you for everybody being, for the most part, like civil and decent and just like being present. And for any of you hate watchers, I thank you too.
How can you argue with what I showed?
Right. But again, like I said at the very beginning, before I even brought you on the screen, this stream will not be monetized when it's over. There will be no ads. I kept saying, and we put it up on the screen, do not send super chats, right? I don't want any confusion about why this took place. But I'm going to blast through a few things here.
Yeah.
CJ got the touch. Thank you very much for becoming a channel member. So I'll just say Wolverines, hell yeah. M. Vargo sent a $5 super chat before the stream even started. So this one did sneak through. M. Vargo says, what's all this here? I thought this was a gaming channel. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate you. Kato's Collection channel member for 19 months. We are obligated to read these. It says, I like my records like I like my chads straight. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you very much, my friend. Moving on. CJ Dragon 13. A question for the end. Who does Kenny work with /for? Never heard of him till now. If you choose to not answer something, by all means, just say, I don't want to answer it.
No, I mean, it's public. He puts it out there that he works at the toy department. The toy department of the toy store in Ohio, he works there.
And he's also poo-pooed that the toy department's gotten phone calls like, I would shop there if it weren't for Kenny. He's said that publicly numerous times. I mean, fuck around.
Employees with the conduct they do, I mean, you gotta, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, you represent your organization no matter what the organization is. That's just the reality of the world we live in. It's called extending your influence beyond your chain of command.
Yep.
In my former line of work, don't shit where you eat.
100%.
Cool. Yeah, there's your answer, CJ. House Hendo. He also claimed you took advantage of the lack of anti-slap laws in his jurisdiction.
So yeah, he claims, because I guess Ohio just passed a law about anti-slap lawsuits. The lawsuit had merit. He said defamatory comments. The judge felt that it was a case with merit. He can try. I mean, again, like, the case had merit. And if he wants to, I'll fight that. But I didn't.
But again, you dismissed it.
Yeah, I took my right as an American with the laws because he had defamed me. He said slanderous, defamatory, false comments about me publicly on a public YouTube platform. And that is why he was sued.
There you go. Articulated Ninja. Sorry, I don't have your intro music like Ryan does. So if he would have publicly apologized for lying publicly, it would have ended everything?
100%. If he would have put a 30-second apology on his YouTube video, given me the video as well, so I had a copy, left it up, would have been done. I told you, I offered that, a public apology and a dismissal with prejudice. With prejudice. And he decided he wanted to keep going.
There you go.
Pride, man. Pride's a hell of a thing. But again, $40,000, throwing your friends under the bus, is that what your pride is worth? We can keep going. We could see what a jury trial racks up and see if your pride is still worth that much, because I feel really good about a jury trial. I mean, after seeing, like, you guys saw it, like, you guys see it all, like, how, yeah, like, okay, I'm confident in 12 people.
I think what a lot of people either don't understand, or they just see it at the surface value on this whole, like, the little social media pings here and there, like Facebook and stuff. Like, he put up the GoFundMe, and like, I've known about this for years, but people were under their perception that you just did this like last week.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people, the knee-jerk reaction is like, why is Bobby doing this now?
Yeah.
Which
he was maliciously trying to ruin my reputation, and I showed the receipts. I showed the receipts of his attacks and showed that there was no proof of any attacks on me besides me confronting him in the lobby for what he did. Yeah, see? And the other thing is, he talks about his prior counsel. Okay, well, yeah, your prior counsel could have filed a motion to dismiss, but when you got your new counsel, he didn't file a motion to dismiss either.
Nope.
So you, Ben Conway, you fuck, you make your Facebook post claiming, publicly that it was a frivolous lawsuit. Are you a judge? Are you a lawyer? Oh, you must know. Oh, what I do know is your attorney represented someone who was trying to dox me, someone who was trying to cyber attack me. I know that. You don't know. But you want to come out publicly, Mr. Switzerland, and say it was a frivolous lawsuit. No, it wasn't. It had merit. His attorney, the second one, didn't file a motion to dismiss.
And the thing is, like Plutoville says, I remember the story now about Joe Fest, but I had forgotten about it. It wasn't just that one night in the lobby, that one incident. It was like numerous things, like you brought up earlier when I was in that pizza place or whatever, and he was 2 tables over, and they were loud and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna put my shirt on and I'm gonna get in his fucking face. And like, I told you about that. I said, hey, like, you know, homeboys in the pizzeria pretty much fucking announcing it. And it just goes on and on and on and on. And it's not just 1 or 2 things. So
yeah.
Moving on. Miles Uncut. Well then, in the spirit of transparency, you, Bobby, came at him with a bunch of requests. You mentioned monetary on top of an apology, so be transparent and mention how much that you asked for.
I don't remember what the original amount was. It was probably something high. I mean, you know, but again, it's like I said, when you play this game, this litigation game, you start at the mountain, you start at the top of the mountain. It's like, you know, someone's not going to take that first settlement. It's just like any negotiation. You start at the top, he starts at the bottom, you meet in the middle. So I don't remember what the amount was. I would have to look back. But again, it was, you know, the very beginning of the suit. You know, but again, it could have been $1 million. It could have been 500,000. It could have been $10. It doesn't matter because he didn't counter and he kept going. And, you know, he just had to, if he had put it this way, if he had countered with a public apology and just a public apology, I most likely would have taken it right then and there because I offered it later. Could have saved 40 grand.
There was a question asked. It was starred by Zakanin. Again, thank you, Zakanin, for adminning this behind the scenes. It was very helpful. Me, my dumbass, I fat fingered it and I fricking removed the star from it. Someone asked, and maybe explain this. So are you just spending money to battle trolls?
No. Do you think I want to spend money to just like bully people like they're claiming? No, I don't want to be bothered with this. I don't. It's stupid. It's stupid because it's stupid that they keep coming. But it's like, look, it's my company. It's my reputation. It's my business. It's my brand. It's my IP. I am going to defend it ferociously from any and all attacks. And I'm going to defend it as I see fit. And if I feel that defending it is a legal defense, that is what I'll do.
Right. But it's not about trolls, is it?
But it's not about trolls. It's not about trolls. This dude was attacking me. There were several times, the original cease and desist, then the phone call. It's like he had every opportunity to stop. He kept attacking. He kept coming. I was pushed to the point of, I didn't lead with a lawsuit. Yes, I sent the cease and desist, but I didn't just immediately file a lawsuit. I had the conversation. Then we stopped. Then he came up again. Once he started going again, I could have sued then. I didn't. Got to Joe Fest. His shit then. Didn't sue then. It wasn't until he really pushed and pushed and pushed. And then he said all the defamatory comments that were all lies and slander that I sued him.
Yeah. Because there are people out there. I mean, for those who don't know, there are a lot of people out there in the toy community who believe that you stole Action Force 100%. And or Steel Brigade based on that bullshit.
100%. Now, the great part is in the big hour and 20-minute video that we told you guys that you can watch and link, and we just talked through it, my attorney shows him an affidavit from someone at Hasbro or was at Hasbro, a legal affidavit that says that I was in charge of securing trademarks. We looked into what Bobby VALA and VALAVERSE was doing. There was nothing illegal there. We could not pursue it because he acquired the trademarks legally. Affidavit from a Hasbro employee.
And the reality is, anybody who knows anything about the history of Hasbro, their lack of treatment toward their copyrights and trademarks. How many have they lost? They lost Flash. They lost the Baroness for a number of years, which is why she wasn't called the Baroness. They lose stuff left and right. It's just how it is. I mean, people should be glad you never bought Serpentor, even though I told you should have.
That would have been
Anyway,
amazing.
we're going to move on. Get bad dudes. Is that fact or is that hearsay about Matt LaCroix?
Matt is in the conversations.
I think this was related to him.
About the Skeletron not using him anymore. I mean, Vance said it, right? They work together. I don't know.
It's true.
I guess we'd have to hear from Matt. Hopefully Matt will.
Yeah,
you know,
I was surprised that Bobby Vance dropped that publicly.
Yeah.
Because some of us have known
didn't
about
even
that
know
for
that.
a long time. But it's true. It
Yeah.
is true.
I'm just gonna grab a water.
I'm not gonna fucking lie. Okay, he left. Bobby left. While he left, I'm gonna. Justin Booth also snuck in a super chat for $10. Thank you, my friend. Again, I didn't want any kind of monetization at all on this stream, but I'm just gonna leave this here for everyone to sing. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, thank you, Justin. Mother Slug. Curious, was Kenny just a toy fan or did he work with Bobby?
He never worked with me. I think he just the first time I met him when at the first ever Joe Fest, when it was in the small hotel. I was in the hallway when I was literally like just launching the first Kickstarter. I remember talking to him. I don't remember what we talked about, but I don't remember anything that stood out to me or anything like that. But I'm pretty sure that was the first time I met him.
There you go. Yeah, and then G.I. Joe and Star Wars guy. Yeah, exactly. Clutch to double clutch, torpedo, wet down, so on and so forth. Yeah. Nemesis Immortal, right? etc. etc. I mean, they have a bulletproof track record of fucking over their own IPs. And we're not making it about that, but they lose trademarks left and right.
Yep.
Left and right. CJ Dragon. So when did Bobby find all this out? I recall him referring to a lawsuit a while back.
When did I find out what? I mean, I was kind of always aware of everything. I mean, yeah, as soon as he did the YouTube videos, I was aware of that. You know,
a lot of this, like even M. Vargo, there's a starred one in here from M. Vargo that says we need to establish timelines, but you did.
I did. Yeah, I established timelines. I mean, you go back to the beginning, I gave a whole breakdown of how it all went down and, you know, all that jazz.
Yeah, date ranges and all that stuff. Yeah. Most of it is like pre-Joe Fest 23, and then there was like a little blow up later. Yeah.
Yep.
House Hendo. So, Bobby, just for clarification, the list of names. Were they involved in Kenny's shenanigans directly, or were they just in contact with Kenny regarding you in general, like he was fishing or soliciting?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I mean, the names is all, it's any conversation he had with anyone that referenced me or VALAVERSE or Action Force. So whether those conversations had malicious conduct like Mike Raines and Justin, you know, the guy, Brian Tudor, I think it was Brian Tudor, who was talking about fake news stories, this and that, someone taking, you know, filing a false, something else to take away gun rights, whatever. There's way more people doing that in that list. I'm not saying every single one of them was. I'm just saying there is more in that.
Yeah.
Which we can make public, baby.
But this is all this is the second, third orders of effect of him giving all these people up rather than just publicly apologizing, being like, cool, I'm going to cut my shit. He gives all this up and it just uncovers all this stuff. Like you got like someone offered to fucking dox you. Like we're going to your family, your wife, you're on and up. Right. And it just got worse and worse and worse.
I think Mike Raines should issue a public apology for this one because it sure does not make him look good.
You know, that was a big part of me quitting the Finest, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. It's again, you want to attack me, you want to attack my business. Okay. I'll fight you on that one. When you start bringing my family into it,
yeah,
I will be like a fucking wounded lion and I will attack
any of us should.
Like,
yeah,
disgusting. Now, again, I said I wasn't really going to get like visceral with it. I was going to stick to facts, but the Mike Raines thing really burned me up because again, that's where my wife, my kids sleep.
Well, in castle law, you know what I mean? Everybody knows what castle law, right? I'm not saying, I'm just saying, but
so again, I'm going to put this out there. I'm not saying anything of fact, but you did say that Mike Raines was the president of the Finest. That's a big cosplay group.
Yes. Which sucks because the Finest raises a lot of money for really good charities too.
They do. I've given to
they also let Aaron the toy enhancer in.
Well, there's that. Like, look at some of the people, you know, that are part of the Finest that turn out to be some just scumbags. But
yeah, no.
Again, the Finest, like the Finest, if you guys know this now, and your president was doing this, I showed the proof.
What else are they doing?
What else are you guys doing? Or what else are you guys okay with? Are you okay with someone giving away my home address and saying, send a dead rat, a federal offense?
Yeah, the ma'am and I, we walked away from the Finest begrudgingly. Like, it's not like I wanted to, but I did. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, House Hendo. And then Cato's collection, our good friend Cato. We need a Valaverse 2-pack. Cease and desist. One of those needs to be your lawyer.
That'd be amazing.
That'd
be amazing.
Put your lawyer in a frickin' vest and go for it.
Should one of the guys have just massive sweat stains under his arms?
Ooh. Yeah. Maybe he would be desist. Snappage. Did you get an order of protection?
I didn't. Protective order? Oh, yes. On certain things, you can ask for protective orders. There were several things in my discovery that I put protective orders on. But. Yeah,
I'm sorry. M. Vargo said the timelines comment was a joke in reference to the Boog Talker debate. My bad, dude. It you know, it's been 2.5 hours and we've been chewing on a lot of stuff. Like, I'm doing the best I can. Okay. I learned it from watching you. Real quick, I have to give this out. Hopefully he's still here or she, whichever. Herbal Bunny, man, I hope my Joe Fest question is asked. This is my lifeline to you. This is kind of my Hail Mary. If you're still here, please retype that question because it did not get starred. So
is that the one your fat fingers fucked up?
No. But the chat moves fast, and when I went from the starred back to the live, this comment right here was in the live, and so I starred it. So Herbal Bunny, if you're still here, please retype your question, and I will definitely chuck it in there. Time meow meow. And then back to it. Brian Stevenson, the people on that list donated to the GoFundMe. I think you kind of answered that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's public. You could see the people who didn't make themselves anonymous, although I wonder if they're going to go back and change themselves to anonymous. You know, people like Mike Irizarry, What's on Joe Mind, which I think Mike did he donated under his name, and then he donated under What's on Joe Mind. And, well, you saw his conduct. So, you know, I mean, you got to see it there for yourself. I mean, look, it was all presented here in black and white, the facts, the absolute facts. Those people, they have to own up to, you know, their part. If they're like, yeah, I'm helping a friend out, okay, fine, you know. But if they're, you know, if they're confronted with, hey, you donated to a cause where someone was getting harassed and attacked and doxed and cyber attacked, how do you answer for that? Like, I'd love to hear the people that, you know, donated, like, how are you going to back up your support after all of this came out? You know?
Yeah. Damn it. I'm sorry. That's why I said. So I'm sorry.
Nice job, Chad.
Hey, man.
So insensitive.
Okay. I got your question now. Thank you very much. I'm trying to fucking double duty here.
Can we just give it up to Chad? Chad did a lot. Listen, he went through all the stuff that I sent him. He made sure we got it on there. There was no snafus with it. Everything was on point. Chad, thank you.
You know what? You're welcome. I had to have some nightmare fuel in there a little bit. Johnny from Simple Tricks and Nonsense. What's up, my friend? It's good to see you. You may want to let people know the 3 pages of names of correspondence where VALAVERSE was merely mentioned in messages may not all have been malicious intent, which
I already said that.
Yeah.
I already said that.
But again, all these were just starred.
But he served them up.
He did.
I am just showing what was made available to me.
Yeah. And some of that could just be like some kind of passing.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, VALAVERSE Series 2 just came out. Boop. Their name's going to populate.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, that just to stress that again, not everyone on that is known to say some shit. However, my fucking name's not on there. Mother slug. I asked you that too, and you're like, I got all these names. I was like, was I on there? I'm like, no, it's like,
well, it's like, you know,
he didn't know I was talking shit about him.
There was things like, you know, when I saw Carson's name on there, and it's like, I like Carson. I'm friendly with Carson. I think he's in the chat tonight. But it's like I saw his name and I was like, what the fuck? And I read and it was nothing.
Yeah.
It still bothered me that he is associated with someone like Kenny and that crowd, but you know, that's that.
That's that whole big circle, little circle thing, right? You know, it's like, yeah. Mother slug. Outsider, I'm just wanting to know, was this Kenny a friend / toy fan or coworker? Oh, I think you already asked that.
No, I didn't. He wasn't a friend. He wasn't a coworker. He was nothing. He was just a dude.
He just so you got a case of the ass and just kept going with it.
Yeah.
Samuel Edwards, thank you very much for renewing your channel membership. And Wolverines, hell yeah, my dude. There was some altercation at Joe Fest. Is this on YouTube? Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you know, the other thing is, so the videos that he got sued for, he took down, but then he linked those videos to the GoFundMe, which is defamatory.
Right.
Oh, like I said, I got 8 months to bring this back, baby. I got 8 months. Let's go. I could do it tomorrow. I could do it next week.
Fucking goes away.
I could do it on Christmas. What do we want to do here, baby?
House Hendo says my name was redacted from the list. Shut up. Don't defame me. I'll get you, boy. Lio Convoy. But see, again, Lio, you could, dude, you know I got the list. You could have just messaged me, man. Says, can I be given some of those logs of people wanting to dox you? I'd love to cover those.
I think we did enough for those people tonight, Lio. I mean, what you do is art, sir, but I think, you know, we did enough to them.
Lio Convoy, you're my friend, and I still have the zipped file. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Laser Pants, our good friend Ryan Laser Pants. Bobby, do you consider me sending you nudes to your house as an attack? Which he did send you weird shit.
I think the cease and desist will be arriving on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Merry Christmas, Laser Pants. Laser sued. Drew G. I hope Ken Poe didn't say anything negative.
He did. He sure did.
He absolutely did. Yeah.
He absolutely did. That's right. We'll get to him in part 2. If Kenny wants to.
He kind of did, yeah. Sorry, I'm going back through the chat. Yeah. Oh, redacted Chad is going to be a shirt design. No. No. Okay, this is more a question for me. Hal Jordan, what the hell is an aluminum falcon? What is the finest? The finest costume club is it's kind of like the 501st for GI Joe. There are other GI Joe costume clubs, but the Finest is like the pinnacle, right, of GI Joe costuming. Raises money for Canine for Warriors, a lot of other charities, things like that. You can always see them at Joe Fest and other events. In fact, the Rough Riders, which is the Texas part of the Finest, was at DFW this year. So, yep. And Patch Czar is the new president. He was not then, but he is now, of the Finest.
Yeah.
Herbal Bunny. Here we go. Are you going to go back to Joe Fest, or did Ed ever apologize?
Ed did not apologize. If he did, I would go back. If he did, because I mean, look, this is out there.
I love
now.
you. I wouldn't, because he called me a fucking pussy.
Listen, you know, that's all I'll say. I mean, Ed took Kenny's side in all this. I mean, but Ed also donated to the GoFundMe. So I'm not saying that the people that donated support doxing or cyber attacks or harassment or anything. But what Kenny had done and what people involved had done, doxing, cyber attacks, harassment, defamatory comments, slander, lies, and these people donated to the cause. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. People in the chat.
If Ed contacted me and said, look, I apologize, and we talked it out, I would absolutely go back to Joe Fest.
Look, I will give you credit. I will give you credit for that. So, yeah, like, see,
I mean,
James
again,
is like, no, they supported that bullshit.
At the end of the day, I don't need to do any shows. Like, I could easily just do a valaverse.com drop as you know, an exclusive the same weekend as a show and sell more because I'm selling to the whole entire world as opposed to the people at the show. So I go to the shows because I like seeing the fans, people like coming out, getting the stuff. But it's like, I don't need to do any shows. I you know, so when people are like, you're banned from this show or you can't do this show. Okay. Like, I'm not upset. Like, cool. You know,
so here's a question for you, though.
Yep.
If you did a valaverse.com drop, would you still appear at the con, but slinging cookies at a totally unrelated booth? So I'm sorry.
That'd be something.
Throw a little shade at Brian Flynn. I'm sorry.
Maybe
just a little shade because he's short, right? Yeah.
I could rent like a food truck and have the food truck outside the show, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
okay, moving back to it. Logan Holmberg, channel member for 18 months. Thank you for using your chat.
Logan, I think he posted like he bought like a ton of them and he was just digging them. Hey, Lan, I'm glad they're selling really well. So I guess people really like backpacks. So you
interrupted my spiel.
I'm sorry.
Now I got to do it again.
I'm sorry.
Nostalgic or not, channel member for 19 months. Uses his chat trademark this face 2024 and says, this hobby really attracts fucking winners, don't it? It does. They need way more than touching grass in their lives.
Yeah.
It's funny because you can't tell people, hey, just go get a hobby because this is their hobby.
Yeah.
Mother slug. Oh, here we go. Now we're changing it to fucking Valaverse toy questions. Not to change the subject. I asked the question the other night. And in your stream a few times, any plans on play sets?
I mean, I've mentioned.
Oh, he asked me this in my game stream, and I was like, I'm not going to answer that.
No, I mean, I've mentioned play sets before. It's like, look, I've thought about it. I've looked into it. It's kind of like play sets that worked for like 80s and 90s toys. They had, you know, a cartoon, established lore and stuff where they can introduce that. It's like, you know, I'm working on trying to bring the comics back, trying to build that lore. We're talking with, you know, studios about animation. So it's just like when I can build out the brand and have like the established action force headquarters or the swarm headquarters, or, you know, other than that, that's where that comes in. It's like, I don't want to just do a playset that really doesn't do anything and it's just a playset for a playset's sake. I want it to, you know, be a part of the lore.
There's your freaking answer. Again, I'm sorry. I had this up, but I didn't read it.
Okay.
Herbal Bunny hopes that Ed apologizes to you. End of the day, that's a bad look for the con. It says a lot since you had been there for so long. I hope others see who runs that con really is. Yeah.
I mean, it's also like, you know what it is? Ed definitely does a good job building the con, but it's like, you know, and listen, me saying I was his headline guest is not me having an ego or anything like that. It's like Marauders didn't have a line out the door. Skeletron didn't
I had him on my channel on the road to Joe Fest, and he was talking about how they redid the entire floor plan because of the business that you do. Subsequently, I removed it because fuck that guy. But
so at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, you know, you brought in other people. You brought in Super 7 who left their shit at your show and who had, I think, 5 people in their panel room. It's like when I did a panel there, people were outside the panel room. Like that panel room was like, it was like sardines. So it's like, you know, that's why, like, as a person running a business, it's like, dude, like, look what, look who brought your business. It's like, I made sure I had amazing exclusives for that show. Tony came in for that show twice. Yep. It's like, you know, I could have put it this way. I could have, you know, Zach McGowan at the show signing Vane figures for Joe Fest. But, you know, he's an adult, make your bed, you sleep in it. You know, people don't agree with what he did. He has his own convictions and he's got to live with them.
Yeah.
He took the road of being an ostrich. He told me it's not my problem. It's between you guys. Well, no, it is your problem because it happened at your show. You wouldn't do anything about it. I was asking for protection as a guest, a headlining guest. And if you don't want to protect your headline guests, then that's how it's going to be.
For a store that does cash only transactions and talks to everybody like they're a piece of shit. So whatever. That's cool. Hey, you said he was here. Look, Carson.
Hey, Carson.
Yo, that food truck idea is hilarious, yo.
Pretty funny, right?
Yeah. Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms. Okay. Drew G's here. In case you didn't know, Bobby. He wants to know, what about Joe Lanta?
Never. Listen, Brett Barton, you know, he is. Yeah. You want to talk about a snake oil salesman and a two-faced dude? Like, again, it's like Ed took Kenny's side in this. Shartimus came and harassed me twice at my booth. I didn't go to his booth. He came to my booth twice.
You should have fucked him up.
And harassed me.
Yeah.
And Brett took his side. That's Brett. That's Brett. You know, that's Brett in a nutshell.
Everybody knows Shartimus Prime's a piece of shit. So
put it this way. If Ed apologized, I would do Ed's show. I would never, for 1,000 apologies, ever do any show that Brett Barton was attached to. And he's another one that's gave to the GoFundMe. Brett, do you support doxing? Do you support harassment? Do you support, the bullying I got? But you'll blindly support someone who said, "Oh, I got bullied by Bobby VALA. I was the victim." Well, I showed today that I didn't attack anyone. I showed his repeated attacks. So, Brett, how are you going to justify that? There we go, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking
about.
There he is.
Tony's in the house.
Well, no, because Raw Talk Real Deal said, "Where's Tony?" And then, like, right under it, it was like, "Bip." Then there he is. Well, but here's the other thing, right?
Listen,
so
Tony,
if that guy's going to support,
got harassed by that motherfucker. I said it like how we were trying to leave, and he just fucking kept going at us. It's like, dude, like,
well, not only that, just so he supports Kenny and all that bullshit and Ed and all this, right? Remember, I was talking about little circle, big circle. Well, does he support what fucking Shartimus did to Ryan in the middle of the fucking Joe panel at San Diego Comic-Con, screaming like a little fucking girl with a skin knee while everybody's laughing at him?
All these guys attack first, and then when we defend ourselves, we're the bullies. Tony's got
bullshit.
it. Michael's got it. Ryan's got it. You've got it. Every one of us has been attacked. And when we defended ourselves, we got shit for it. Even though all of us, me, you, Tony, Michael, Ryan, all of us, we've all been attacked.
Look at that.
Ain't that something?
Ed Schumacher unfriended Jeremy Jernigan.
You make your bed
because he congratulated me on retiring from the United States Army.
You make your bed, you sleep in it.
What the fuck? You want to talk about stupid ass tribalism like that right there? Dude, my friend congratulated me on 22 and a half years in the fucking infantry, and Ed unfriends him.
Says it all, man.
I don't.
Says it all.
Hey, here's a question for you.
Can you guys let me work? Like, let me work.
I didn't ask it. I'm a man of the
listen.
people.
Do you know how many items? Do you know how many items I have coming out in 2026? That
look, where's Bobby Vance? Bobby Vance, if you're still here, answer that fucking question for Pedro. I'm not saying shit. Okay,
guys, I'm working here. I'm working here.
Turtle 2332. Is it safe to say this all started because Bobby bought the trademark for Action Force and Steel Brigade?
No, it all started, and I mentioned it earlier. He didn't like comments I made about Eric Aranya from Boss Fight. Well, he's not a Boss Fight anymore because he got fucked over. If you guys haven't heard that story is great.
Yeah.
But I mean, fucked over by your own company is pretty awesome. But I made comments about Eric Aranya because Eric had attacked me first. Again, people attack first. I defend myself. I'm the bully. Eric attacked me. I made comments, and Kenny waged a war that wasn't his fight. He decided to come after me over the comments I made about Eric, and they weren't his fight. They weren't his fight, yet he has repeatedly gotten himself dug into this hole because he keeps going. And that's that, man.
It's that bullshit.
That's that bullshit.
That's that bullshit. Some of these, like, you can just like rapid fire him, right? Blake Tarpley, good old Blake Tarpley. How close is the locust? And he's yelling.
I did. That's a tough one. The locust is, and I said this when I first started doing the locust. I said that if it doesn't hit the cost I want, I'm not just going to do an item that I believe shouldn't cost a certain amount of money. So it's having some costing troubles, and I'm literally getting multiple like quotes. Like, as soon as I approve a quote, they can cut steel. Like, we're ready. But I don't like the quotes because I'm like, this item should be this. And I don't want you guys to spend more than that on this item because of how I believe the cost should be. Right. So it's having some difficulties. If the locust doesn't happen, I love the figure so much that I'm probably going to do the figure in some form for 2026. So
nice. For the record, he is still here. He is still here. Oh man!
Don't say anything, Bobby. Don't say anything.
Poking the bear. Junkie and Crafts and Bills, what's up, my friend? Says, for Bobby, since the GoFundMe went live 2 weeks ago, have showrunners contacted you and were hesitant about you coming to 2026 shows? That's a fair question.
So the GoFundMe only went live a week ago. It went live last Saturday. When 3POA started. No, I haven't been contacted by, and honestly, I haven't been contacted from anyone about it. I was told about it from a friend, but it's like, it's not, people are like, did you see this? Did you see this? It's like, no, just one person said, hey, this is going on. I said, okay, let's address this. But no one's reached out to me about it. I mean, if someone reached out to me about it and was like, hey, we don't want you coming to our show, I'll be like, go watch Chad's stream. Go look at all this. If you support doxing and cyber attacks and, malicious attacks and defamatory comments and lies and slander, then I don't want to be at your show.
There's some wildly damning shit in there. Like, I knew about a lot of it, like, just you and I, like, on a personal, private level, but some of the stuff blew even me away. So I'm sure to, like, the, John Q. Public lay person in the collecting space, that shit is fucking mind-blowing.
Pretty sickening.
Jacob Real, my good friend from Yo Toys here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, channel member for 13 months, says, dropping in, love you guys, hope you're well. Thanks for being here, my friend. Hal Jordan says, when channel views are low, go after the 3 POA family.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah,
there's a couple making the rounds right now.
There's a couple making the rounds right now.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Bill Varas said, Chad made me buy 118 G.I. Joes. I sure did. And I haunt you in your sleep. And then Giraffe said, oh, there's a 3.75 inch line coming. Yes, there is. East Coast Cody, does the Locust pilot have a name yet?
It doesn't.
Is it Steve?
I have like 3 different options of what it could be. I just haven't finalized that yet.
You could make a figure that looks like Kenny and put him in the black. He wants to be a pirate. I don't know. I got nothing.
If I do an overweight guy with sweat stained armpits in the extras line, then there's that.
People would think that's Terry Ruin though, because they all fucking look the same. Hal Jordan, day 1469, asking Bobby for pirate hookers in the black.
No filthy pirate hookers. No.
No,
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Wenches. The old wench 3-pack.
People are incredibly excited about the black, and there's no telling what I might introduce in the black. So
look, that packaging, just the way it's displayed,
so fun.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Logan Holmberg, thank you for the $10 super chat. I had asked that people don't send super chats on this stream, but I can't force people to not. I'll be picking up more backpacks once the Armor Tin and hopefully Weapons Pack Lima hit Canadian e-retailers.
Gotcha. All right.
Do you have a release window on the boat yet?
Fall of 2026.
There you go. Logan, thank you for the super chat. Fall of 2026 for all of you. And I think we're good. Whew. I think we're good. Now it's just kind of like, oh, hey, Bobby, what do you think about this? What do you think about the in-art Batman figure? Chad, why are you so awesome? It's just all stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't need all of it.
Nah, everybody knows why I'm awesome. What about a Whore Island playset?
Whore Island. Oh, man. I feel like I need to do that now on principle alone.
No, but look, Duarte and I are doing Cobra Island, right? The playset that never happened for 1988. When he does the 1/12 scale one, just have him redo a couple of little parts on the pedals that open, dude. And you can say anybody who wants a fucking Whore Island playset, there you go. Done.
Teasing me.
Done.
Stop teasing me.
I got fucking money ideas all day long. Troubled Turtle wants to know, can you make a glass cage of emotions for action force?
I'm in a glass case of emotions.
Milk was a bad
choice.
What about this?
Hey, lady in the red hat. Fuck tents, yeah.
What about a Jack Shack?
Listen, when you do fuck tents, that's how ships don't get tied down to palm trees the right way.
That's right. Jeffy, Chad, I have a question for Bobby. When will we be getting a new Night Ops figure that is in all black, lightly armored, sporting a radio helmet with 2 antennas on the side?
I can't comment on that.
Oh, look at that shit.
It's not totally accurate. There might be some parts that are accurate, but that's all I could say.
Yes, Giraffe, you heard it here first. Whore Island playset confirmed.
Oh, so good.
I can't do it the way that Brian does it, but here, this is for you.
But Bobby, no,
There it is.
Sal does it great. Sal does it.
See, look. See it? I'm just going to leave that up on the screen for a second.
No one's listen. Anyone who says otherwise they're a filthy pirate.
I'm a fucking big deal, man.
You're a big deal.
No, no, come on. Gin Rummy. Do we have a date for the tin?
So the tin is arriving, I believe. It's getting to port December 24th. Christmas Eve is the date it's set to arrive at port. And then it's usually like 7 days after that once it gets through customs. I mean, the holiday, though, it might delay it. So maybe like 10 or 12 days after that. But within the first 2 weeks of January. Yeah, I said January. It's coming the first 2 weeks of January.
There you go, Gin Rummy. You heard it here first. What about a weapons pack Kenny? Okay, this isn't to shit. It's not just. It's not. We're not here to shit on Kenny. Bobby's just like giving facts. However, some of this is funny. It's funny.
It's funny.
Like the Boog comments that I kept fucking putting up on screen because he fucking deserves it. He asked for it. HGC says
that's on you. I had a truce with Boog. That's on you.
Oh yeah, no, it's on me. HGC says I'm I.
HGC. Oh, that made me think for a second. Do you know who else donated to Kenny's GoFundMe and was another one like a Ben Conway who just let me throw up out of my mouth on Facebook and talk about how awful this is?
Hooded Cobra Commander? Yeah, Brian Lauer?
Yep, he did a Facebook post. I can't believe Bobby VALA sued Kenny over shirts. Watch the fucking show, dickhead, and you'll see the facts. Your fucking buddy attacked me. I showed the receipts. Get your little circle.
I'm sorry, but anybody who thinks that Brian Lauer is a quote unquote good guy does not know Brian Lauer.
Well, and there's that.
Here you go, 13th Prince.
Listen, here's the thing. So I've said on numerous occasions that I would never put myself in the line or any line.
Except for, Iceman.
Well, but I'm saying since then, like I did it. I checked that box. So, so if I did Mike Honcho, like, well, I'm Mike Honcho. So what am I going to do? Make a fake Mike Honcho? It's like, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I mean, you never know. I don't want to do my, me in the line, but I can't say, like, I'm very confident that I'll never do me in the line. Very confident. But if someone were to be like, dude, this is such a fucking cool idea, do it this way, I'd be like, okay, maybe you're right a little bit, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Sorry, let me reset myself. Justin Booth uses his Chad chat and says, Jeff had a 2-part question for Bobby. I guess I only saw part of it. I'm sorry, my dude. Tim Taser, channel member for 16 months. Thank you, my dude. Says, imagine if the Mike Patch guy was best patches.
No, he's not.
He's Patch Star.
Best patches is some dickhead in Utah.
No,
yeah, I mean, but,
no, that's Patch Czar.
Yeah,
totally
Patch
different.
Czar.
Yeah.
Mike Raines doxing me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pablito, what are your show schedules for 2026?
I will be announcing my show schedule by the end of the year. I'll put that up on social media.
There you go. Very cool. John Papa Sergio, what is up, John? Says, how do I go about pitching a character for Action Force?
I appreciate that, but I do not take any unsolicited ideas.
Yeah, that becomes a slippery slope, right?
It becomes a slippery slope because say he sends something in and it's super close to something I'm doing, and then I'm like, no thanks, I'm good. And then all of a sudden he's like, hey, this was like something I pitched to you, and then then you're in this issue. So companies do it to protect themselves. We just don't take any unsolicited ideas. But I appreciate the desire to want to do it. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, because it's based on a love of all of that.
Yep.
Jeffy says, "Give me a VALAVERSE body to make a custom vigilante."
The extras line is coming out.
Hey,
Hey.
and Brandon R. Bobby, care to explain the thought process on that Sidewinder Dia de los Muertos? File card says medic, loadout says assassin. I love the figure. Is he medic first or an assassin or both or what?
I mean, like, yeah, he's a medic as loaded as that. It's like assassin. I mean, I don't know. Maybe just enjoy the figure. No, I'm just kidding.
I can't wait for people to see this freaking medic.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Not only that, listen, the other thing I'm excited about the medic for is, listen, as much as people want to call me a bully and this and that, no one wants to like touch on like the good things I've done, like a breast cancer awareness figure with, sharing the profits with, breast cancer here in Rhode Island. A cancer survivor kid that I, invited to VALAVERSE headquarters and gave him series 1 and did a live stream review of series 1. Like, people conveniently forget that, doing stuff for the fans, lowering prices, giving back, that kind of stuff, stuffing cash in envelopes and putting in people's orders. So what we are doing with the medic is a really, really feel good story. So just wait. It's going to be exciting.
Jeffy, Brian Lauer, not spelled like that. That's Hooded Cobra Commander 788. The YouTube guy. Yeah, that's who that is. Moving on. Bear 11 Charlie, what's the price for the tin?
I'm not saying because I don't remember. It's on my cost sheets. I think it's 80. Do not quote me on that. The last tin was 80. I'm pretty sure I kept this tin at 80. This tin comes with more stuff. It comes with a figure. But I believe I kept this one at 80. Again, though, if it's different, don't hold me to the 80 because I'm not 100% positive what's on my cost sheet.
Is Mike Honcho going to be an astronaut?
When you see Mike Honcho as an astronaut, that'll tell you some things.
Going to space.
Going to space, baby. Going to space.
Oh, my Lord. This freaking give Mike Honcho an eye patch. No one will recognize.
Now it's never ending now. It's never ending.
It's never ending. Chad, if Xerxes could be in I'm not even going to read that. Oh, would I want to be Action Force of the Black?
Ooh, but you were Army though, so it's like the Black is Navy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hey, speaking of which,
yeah,
I'm just gonna.
No, listen, no, I'm shooting that down right now. Listen, listen. Nobody is anybody, okay? I put 2 real people in the line.
Yeah.
No one else is in the line. Stop taking credit, people.
I'm not taking credit. I'm not taking credit. But
I know what you're doing.
Let me see if I can. No,
you're not disavowing it either.
I laugh at it and then I say it's not Chad. It's not Chad.
It is pretty funny, the not Chad figure.
Yeah, it's the not Chad figure. Exactly.
It's the not Chad figure.
Yeah. It's just an inside joke.
It's funny.
I hope that no one honestly thinks that that's what that is or based on, because it's not. It's just funny because that was pretty much my kit.
Yeah.
Benjamin's Toy Box. Will we ever get swarm troops on the updated body?
Yes.
There you go. That's a very simple close-ended question and answer.
Yeah.
49er Brian is screaming again. Bobby, somebody said make a neckbeard villain.
No, why? I
don't know.
Oh.
Did I read this one? Aaron Ballantyne, channel member for 14 months. Bobby, how about putting yourself in the black? Did I read that?
I will. You did not read that. I will say this. If I were to ever put myself in the line, I would be in the black. But that's it.
Nice.
Not saying I'm doing it. I'm saying if I were to do it, I would put myself in the black.
And then Benjamin's Toy Box said, "Yay!" And then the chat just keeps freaking jumping on me.
God.
I think we're pretty good. Carrick is a neckbeard. Ooh, is he?
I
I don't know. Yeah, I think. What about a not Chad in 118 scale? Maybe series 2.
Stop it. Stop it. What's in the stream, so I don't have to deal with that anymore.
I'm telling you, man. Look, you and I have been friends for a while. I just fucking beat you into submission. When you drop that line, dude, it's gonna sell like fucking gangbusters.
That is the plan.
You know it's gonna.
I don't make a line thinking, oh well, I don't know.
This might sell a couple. Yeah.
This might be okay. I might break even.
What about Jordan?
Listen, more than Mike Honcho in space. If Jordan's in the line, you know it's dead. 100% you know it's dead. And watch, he's going to hear that. He's like, hey.
Oh, God. Remember we were doing that stream and he was fucking sleeping?
I know. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, hey, look. Cato's collection with the fucking idea of the night. Action farce would be a great way.
You guys and your action farce.
Look, Cato,
listen, if anything,
I tried to sell Bobby on just a head pack.
That's copyright infringement.
No.
That's defamation all on its own right there.
Like any of us give a fuck. Yeah. See, even Mo, my good buddy Mo says, I will buy every 118 character you make. Should I send you money now?
Now. Do it now.
Do it now. Ooh, here's a good one. Jim Largo, all the way from Guatemala. Any Action Force 1944 news?
I mean, that I'm working on it, and I'm hoping it'll be out end of next year. Yeah, I keep kind of adding to it, and but as of right now, we're looking at Series 1 for 1944 is going to be a U.S. Army Ranger type guy, a U.S. paratrooper, a British soldier, and a German, and a German soldier. And then I think Series 2, we're looking at Russian, Japanese, and then additional U.S. troopers. And then maybe a desert rat. Anyway, moving on.
Fuck yeah. Andy can't spell. Do you have a release date for the 118 scale figures? I mean, I know you don't, but
I don't. They're being worked on currently. So
ankle rockers, baby.
Oh, there's ankle rockers, baby.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Ankle rockers.
It's so cool to see another point of articulation added to such, evergreen. We'll call it evergreen. Such an evergreen construction style. I fucking love it, man. Like LaCroix and Vance did it. Now they're doing it again for you. It's just
because they I don't know if they did Chris Scott's figures, this is a nice segue because I forgot about him.
Oh,
another one who did a throw up out of my mouth Facebook post. I can't believe somebody's getting sued over t-shirts.
Oh, that's right. And then I commented on his post and said, "Don't worry, I shared it." And then Melzer was like, "Thanks, Chad."
Right, it's like, we've always been nice to each other at shows, but you supported this. You made your little Facebook comment. Now you know the facts. Let's see if you retract that now. All these people that are throwing up out of their mouth, what a travesty. Somebody got sued over t-shirts. Now that you know the facts, now that it's in clear black and white, I want to see how many people, one, reach out to me and apologize, or two, publicly retract their Facebook posts like, some new things came to light. I see the facts now. It wasn't about shirts. It was a valid lawsuit.
They're not gonna.
They're not gonna. Of course, they're not gonna. But I'll remind them.
I'll bet you the loudest of them won't even watch this.
100%.
No, because that's how tribalism fucking works right there.
Did you see? Someone will go to them and be like, "Did you see chat stream with Bobby?" Blah blah. I'm like, "No, I'm not watching that." No, why would you?
But I'm going to continue to talk shit like I know everything. Watch me go.
Why would I not want facts?
I don't know why they talk like fucking Audrey Hepburn, but I'm going to answer this. Pedro, 5. 5. You can go back and watch the live stream that Bobby and I did on that. Drew G, channel member for 18 months, uses his chat and says, waiting on Swarm and SB drones. They're in the comics.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone, Drew.
I got your fucking drone right here.
Yeah, leave me alone. I'm not doing
East Coast Cody, finally a desert rat I can afford. Are you having a hard time finding a...
They're big money on the secondary market.
Oh, I've got 3.
6-inch ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're big money on the secondary market. You should...
Cody, hit me up on Instagram, man. I could probably hook you up. Yeah.
Don't let him sell it for you for a secondary market price.
I don't even know what that is. I just... I have several. That's it. Son of GTO. Hey, Bobby, can we get a pilot in action force?
I mean, I'm not going to do a pilot without a plane. So it's like, if I did a plane,
you mean you're not going to make a tank commander with no fucking tank and put him in a two-pack?
Well, they did it because they were like, oh, Ace has got a tank. Then we don't have to worry about doing a tank. So it's
how many times did I say that when they first launched Classified? And I'm like, how the fuck? How are you going to do Ace and put him on foot? Are you going to do Steeler with no MOBAT? And then they did. Anyway, I'm sorry. So is the answer no?
Well, so you said action force. You didn't clarify which action force line. There might be a line that had smaller, more doable planes, Mustangs. You know, I'm just saying, you know.
So maybe a World War II pilot, maybe.
You didn't hear it from me.
Bullshit. We all just heard it from you. 300 people just heard it. Yeah. Maybe. Jeffy said that Desert Rat's like $200.
Holy crap. I thought he was just like 100, but jeez. Damn.
Quentin needs to make an action farce sequel featuring the ma'am. She's in action farce. She's kind of the one that like she sort of saves everybody in a certain engagement. Anyway,
we could definitely put the ma'am in the line.
Demon wants an entire stream of me talking like Audrey Hepburn. How awesome was that?
I want an entire stream of you talking like Jar Jar Binks.
Just want an entire stream of the Jar Jar Binks. Fine, I can do that. Yeah, well, I heard P-51, P-40 Warhawk. What about a security guard figure? They're like, nobody wants no fucking gate guards, man. Get out of here with that bullshit. Ooh.
No. No.
Hasbro still owns Sergeant Savage. We don't need more of this fucking drama, people.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Oh, and the Laser Pants says $200. Let me update my fucking eBay account. Chad won't do an entire stream as Jar Jar. Look, I don't need your guys' fucking reverse psychology bullshit because I'll do it. I will do it. Anyway, I think we're pretty good. Are we good? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Got any closing thoughts?
I mean, I don't. It's you know, it's thank you for the people that sat through this, the reasonable people, the people, you know, I want to hear from the people. If you have thoughts on it and you're like, hey man, I want to hear from you, like, you know, but yeah, I'm glad I got to tell my side of the story because, you know, I was sitting there, you know, for a week, which kind of sucked because it's like, here he is, he's, you know, pulling a John Warden, he's, you know, banging his tin cup, asking people for money under false pretenses.
That's a good reference.
Yeah. So, you know, he's asking for money under false pretenses. He's, you know, and I'm pretty sure, GoFundMe's guidelines. Now, again, let him keep that money. He could probably use it. Christmas is coming up. But again, it's the people that are donating to a cause without knowing the facts and are just blindly following someone's false claims, like making out to be the victim when he's not. And I showed that. So I'm glad that I got to tell my side of the story. If people want to keep giving to it blindly, that's fine. But I feel good that the truth is now out there.
I agree. And even just from my perspective, again, knowing some of it, just to see that like on the screen in black and white is fucking crazy.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. Hal Jordan, wait. Chad is just going to let it pass by that Bobby said he'd put the ma'am in the line. The ma'am and Bobby have had conversations about that. So I'm just going to, I just leave shit alone.
Yeah.
Tito Man is here. I know Bobby loves his blind bags. Me too. Does Bobby plan on any blind bags for the black?
No, but there will be an exclusive that will have a variant. That's our ZoloCon exclusive. So that's kind of blind, but nothing blind bag planned for the black yet.
There you go.
Yep.
Herbal Bunny.
Jesus.
Would Bobby say the bridges are burned from everyone in that list, or would you also like an apology from them? Well, you've spoken with people on that list.
Yeah, I have. It's like,
like you said, Carson, LaCroix.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I talked to Carson about it. Listen, if people have convictions or, guilty conscience or something like that, they could reach out to me. But it's not for me. Like, I don't need to go to these people and be like, hey man, like I did in a few situations, but now I'm at the point right now. I'm just like, nope. Like, but if you want to, people want to reach out to me, that's fine. It'd be really nice if if I had gotten a message from Joe, like, an apology, sorry, I said vile things about, how you treat your wife. Like that was incredibly disappointing to see from someone who I really liked and who's a very nice, sweet person. I don't expect any of these people to apologize. I don't. If I did, if I got it, that's great. But again, I'm not expecting any of it.
There you go. Matthew says, never knew who Kenny was until the fight video, then never trusted him. He seems unstable from the get, which is funny, Matthew, because you're real close with a lot of people that are super fucking chummy with that dude. But again, small circle, big circle, right? It's not a blame you thing.
No, it's not. It's not.
No.
But it's, yeah.
Son of GTO says, Bobby, you're a great guy in my book. However, I have to quote Captain John Mason from The Rock. Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot. So I got nothing. I'm sorry.
That was a good one.
That's all I got. Jim Largo sends a $5 super chat. I said no super chats. Anyway, thank you for the $5, Jim. Bobby, what about homage characters? I ask because Fresh Monkey Fiction has tons, but hasn't faced legal action. Why? Do we want to get into that?
Does Jim know my feelings on Fresh Monkey? I already showed some stuff tonight. Jim, we appreciate the super chat. That's not I've said plenty about Fresh Monkey Fiction. I don't feel like talking about them right now. I've said enough about them on our stream or things like that. So yeah.
Thank you, Jim. Is the mail away associated with the black?
Stop. I'm not. We're done. We're done. I'm not answering any more questions.
We're done. Yeah, we're done.
Interview. I'm taking off my mic. We're done.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you all just for being here to allow Bobby to put the real fucking truth out there.
Yes.
Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for the most part for not sending super chats, except for a couple of you. And again, I will not be monetizing this stream whatsoever. There will be no commercials, no nothing, at least not on my end. YouTube does what YouTube does. Bobby, I don't want to say thanks for coming because this was your idea, but
Thank you for having me, Chad. I love you for it.
I love you too, dude. Oh, wait.
We could have ended it
Oh,
there.
snap has a public service announcement just for you, Bobby.
Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds?
We're out.
Okay, everybody, thank you so much. And again, if you see a bunch of people talking bullshit and they're spreading lies, fucking direct them over here and they can
Facts are facts, baby.
get a fucking dose of reality. And yeah, I think we're just going to sign off with that. Bobby, do you want to send us out? I know sometimes you don't like doing it.
I don't like doing it. But
Have an
that's-
awesome day. That's that what?
That's that bullshit.
That's that bullshit.
Chad, how insensitive of you.